This is RSN, Rangers Sports Network, presented by Progressive. It is baseball time in Texas.
Man, still one of the more beautiful ballparks we play in here in Kansas City. Rangers baseball tonight, presented by Choctaw Casinos and Resorts. Rangers trying to peek their heads above water yesterday. Couldn't quite get to the 500 mark. Looking to even the series here tonight. All right, welcome in, everybody. Great to have you along with us this evening. I'm Dave Raymond with Mike Bassick. And as we get ready for this one, it's a Mackenzie Gore start tonight. Now, with Mackenzie, it seems like one start to the other, anybody's guess what you're going to get.
Well, we're looking for a repeat performance against these Kansas City Royals about 8 or 9 days ago at home. As we look at Mackenzie Gore's start in those Friday Reds, Mackenzie Gore was very efficient. He only had 3 strikeouts, but that was good. He had a lead, and he pitched with the lead. He used his defense. Anytime you can get the ball hit to the solution, you're probably going to get an out. But he was able to go 6 1/3 innings against these Royals. He didn't give up any runs. He's looking for a repeat performance. He hasn't been great on the road this year, so hopefully he can do it here. 2 career starts so far against the Royals, .68 ERA, so maybe he likes seeing the Royal Blue.
Okay, I love it. That's a great angle. We'll go with that tonight, so hopefully a good effort from Mackenzie Gore. Now, on the radio side, stay with it. Eric Nadel, Matt Hicks will have you the rest of the way. Mike, Laura, and I here on television. And in fact, little special treat for you when we come back. Mike has some thoughts on Nicky Lopez and what he's been able to contribute to this team, and he'll do that when we return. Rangers baseball on RSN is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling home and auto easy. Learn more at progressive.com. And by Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, the official casino and resort of the Texas Rangers.
It is long been
Game 2 here in Kansas City. Rangers looking to even up the series, and wherever we go, there seems to be a river around the city. Nicky Lopez playing against his former team, the Kansas City Royals, back at home at the end of May, and man, was he hot against the Royals, going deep into the night into the Rangers dugout. He also had quite a few base hits and RBIs. Don't forget about, as we look at that offense, how good he is defensively for this Rangers team at second base. As we look at our Home Depot, working on a win, that series against the Royals, 5 for 11 with that homer you saw, 3 RBIs. He had 14 defensive chances and fielding assists at 8, 302 career average versus the Royals. Well, coming up next, it's Ezekiel Duran, The Solution, with Laura Stickles, next on RSN.
What more is all about.
Texas Rangers and the Kansas City Royals set for the second of this 3-game set here in Kauffman Stadium. The Rangers looking to even this series at 1 after losing one last night, but Ezekiel Duran stayed hot at the plate. He doubled in his first at-bat as we bring you down to field level here in Kauffman Stadium. I'm Laura Stickles. As far as self-proclaimed nicknames go, the solution is a pretty good one for Ezekiel Duran because he has been a solution for the Rangers. So far, defensively, it seems like almost at every position. He's played 5 different positions for the Rangers this year, but he has also been the solution for the Rangers offensively. Since April 29th, he has played in 36 straight games, and impressively, he's played pretty well then too. I mean, we've talked so much this season about how the Rangers have fared with runners in scoring position, and take a look here with our Shiner Box Spotlight. Zeke ranks 3rd in the American League in that category. So while you're sitting here, do me a favor and take out your phone, because Zeke needs to go to Philadelphia for this All-Star game, and he also needs your help. So go to Rangers.com and vote for Zeke for the All-Star game. Now, if you think he is a worthy candidate, I mean, you're definitely right. He has the most RBI and the highest OPS of any player on the American League All-Star game ballot at second base. And like I said, he is on the ballot as a second baseman, but today, fittingly, he's playing first base, giving Jake Burger a much-needed day of rest. He just continues to be the solution for this team wherever they need one.
Here we go. It's time to play baseball.
Well, hopefully he'll be the solution today. Get the Rangers back in the win column. As Lugo gets us started with the first pitch of the night, and there's a swing and a drive center field. That takes Thomas back onto the warning track out near the wall, and he makes a catch. The first pitch of the game travels 400+ feet, but isn't out. We take a look at the Trajan Wealth starting lineup for the Rangers. Peterson and now Corey Seager, Josh Young at third base. It's Nemo, Langford, Duran in the middle. Carter, Higashioka, and Nicky Lopez rounded out. So Seager, 185 hitter, 8 homers, 23 RBIs, and Lugo's first pitch to him bounced down to first, and Pasquantino does all the work himself. 2 pitches, 2 outs.
Well, I know what Josh Young's doing this pitch. Seth Lugo, so far on the year, is 2-4 with a 3.89 ERA. He features a whole bunch of pitches, and somewhat you get a free pitch if you get the first 2 pitches, 2 outs.
Yeah, right. He would be crazy to throw anything but a fastball down the middle. He missed, though, with ball 1 to Josh Young.
Sorry. Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, all the pitches he throws.
Well, there's a strike. 1-1 to Young. That's our Choctaw Casinos and Resorts. Game within the game. He is a little like Evaldi in that he will offer everything, right? He'll throw the glove up there at you. Look at that.
Well, the one thing that you can do is you can combine a 2-seam and a 4-seam. I know we like putting those apart as like very different pitches. They're a little different, but they're a fastball. But a lot of pitches. Can you imagine his bullpen? Hey, I know I'm on pitch 78. I just need 12 more.
Gotta get a little more work in on this pitch. Here's his 1-2 to Young. And Josh takes up and out. Josh is 3rd in the league today with that .316 batting average. 8 homers, 29 RBIs. Top 10 in the league in doubles. Gets on base 37% of the time. Takes another one outside, and it's a full count. So Young yesterday, 2 hits, a 2-for-4 night. And he's got a little 6-game hitting streak currently underway. And that one is in there. Strike 3 call. Well, Young sees some pitches but goes down looking. An 8th pitch, first inning for Seth Lugo. That's a sharp start for the Royals start.
Rangers take the field and Mackenzie Gore takes the mound. Our Sewell pitcher stats for Mackenzie Gore on the year. He's 4-5 with a 4.23 ERA, 70 Ks to 30 base on balls. As you look at the arsenal for Mackenzie, pretty much a fastball curveball guy. Will mix in the change to righties here and the slider and cutter occasionally.
All right, well, the Trajan Wealth starting lineup for Kansas City tonight. 28 wins, 39 losses. They're 8 back of Cleveland. Lane Thomas, Bobby Witt Jr., Michael Garcia at the top of the lineup. It's Perez, Pasquantino, and Marte holding down the middle. Caglione at right, Lofton at second. Isaac Collins, the left fielder, will bat ninth for Kansas City. They're just back after a long road trip, and they won the opener last night, coming from behind to take game 1 from the Rangers by a 5-3 count. And they seem to, with the calendar, just to flip the script a little bit as Lane Thomas pops one into short left field, and coming in hard for Langford, he makes the catch. 1 away.
Well, you see Wyatt Langford in left field. The Vivint Rangers defense tonight is Langford, Carter, and Nemo in the outfield. Infield is Young, Seager, Lopez, and Duran at first base. Kyle Higashioka doing the catching again tonight.
All right, well, just like his mound opponent, Mackenzie Gore gets an out on the first pitch of the game. Here's Bobby Witt Jr., 277 hitter, and he takes strike one. I mean, it's as if the hitters tonight are like colluding to move this thing along. Although I guess you got to give the pitchers credit too. They're in the zone. That one's a little bit tight, 1-1.
You know, sometimes in a scout game, you'll see, hey, we're starting with a 1-1 count. The hitter's like, all right, man, I already got a strike on me. I better swing at this pitch.
Get after it, yeah. Witt was 0 for 3 yesterday with a walk. Yeah, the 1-1 pitch. That one on the inside corner, strike two. And one of the things that was frustrating last night from the perspective of the Rangers was that they controlled Bobby Witt Jr., right? And I think when you do that, you feel like that gives you a good chance against this team. But Royals found other ways last night. 1-2, and that one's way inside. Anyways, just settle in. Great to have you along with us. It's weird being in the second game of a series and it being a Wednesday. But happy hump day, everybody. 2-2. Ground ball up the middle. And Witt is on with a 1-out single.
Not a bad pitch. Sometimes you face all-stars that'll hit one of your pitches and still get a base hit on it. Here comes the breaking ball, and middle of the zone, but bottom of the zone, and gets a hard ground ball that finds the outfield grass.
So here's Garcia, and he takes up high. That last pitch and then hit by Witt was actually the first one that Mike was able to see today. I'm glad you finally found your glasses there on the floor.
Yeah.
What were they doing on the floor?
I don't know. We did, you know, pregame up here, and there's a lot of things that go on in our booth for the first 30 minutes before a game starts, and I guess they fell off the table, and then I looked down on the ground and my eyes found my glasses. They're pretty fogged up though, so.
2-0 pitch, and that one just a little off the plate. So Gore in a little bit of trouble here with Maikel Garcia, and always a key for Mackenzie is just being in that strike zone, commanding the strike zone. He does occasionally run into a little trouble with the walks. You're gonna have to come with something good here to Garcia. And there's strike one. Looked like Maikel was taking all the way.
It's just so easy to say and hard to do is that 3-0 pitch. You know, sometimes as a pitching coach, they say, hey, at 3-0 pitch, can you execute that pitch 0-0? But for some reason in your brain, you just think, oh, 3-0, I can do it a lot easier. Then you get to 3-1, and then you miss by feet. And you just wonder, like, what's the difference? What's like, and it's a mental thing.
Well, I was just going to say, that's really all it is, right?
It's just a mental thing. You know, your mechanics can be off, as in right there, he was too quick, his arm couldn't catch up, he had the ball in, you know, he had a bad arm slot there. But you think to yourself, all right, how can I, when Mackenzie Gore gets to this place, if he can get to this place, to be just mentally locked in every pitch, which is so easy to say, hard to do, that's when he will be pitching in a whole bunch of all-star games.
It works now to the veteran backstop, Salvador Perez, back in the lineup and behind the plate tonight. And he's looking to swing, but takes a fastball down the middle for strike one. Hitless yesterday. Perez has the average at 201. 9 homers, though. And he goes after that. What a surprise that any help was needed there. Chris Siegel, our plate umpire, asked down it. That was, I mean, that seemed pretty obvious.
If he would have hit it, it would have been a shallow fly ball to right field.
Well, duck snort, if you will. Runners with their leads in the 0-2. And that strike three call. Salvi, not sure how convinced he was, but he did not want to challenge. 2 away.
Nice 0-2 pitch here. I think he goes with the changeup. He kind of pulls it a little bit, trying to go away, but catches the bottom of the zone. Higgy does a good job of framing it up.
Okay, so 2 gone, and we'll bring up Pasquantino. Yeah, how about the strikeouts per 9? Over 9.5 per 9 innings for Gore. That is a big strength of his. 3rd highest total among lefty starters in the American League. Pasquantino goes after the first pitch. High in the air out to right field, heading foul. And it is Lopez who takes control and makes the catch. He and Duran will talk that one over on their way back in. The inning is done. Scoreless inning in the books. When we come back, Brandon Nimmo, Wyatt Langford, and Ezekiel Duran due up.
The Rangers are now facing Seth Lugo for the 2nd time in 11 days, but it doesn't get any easier the more times you face Seth Lugo, and that's because, as Dave and Mike mentioned in the open, he throws just the kitchen sink at you. He has 11 different pitches, and yes, StatCast grades it out to 9, but it's actually 11 different pitches that he's throwing. Justin Veely said it's basically like you're facing a new pitcher every single at-bat, and he said with a young lineup, he's gonna toy with you. So he is the type of guy that hitting coaches just have nightmares about. So he said, me and Alex, we just have to be on top of our game today.
Well, it can be tough, but you want to pick out a few that you like, and then ones that he throws at a high percentage.
Right, the slurve, as an example, is a pitch that he does throw, but just not very often. I think 30 some odd times all year. Versus 200 to 300 times he's thrown the 2-seamer, as an example. 1-2 pitch, and Nimmo bounces it up the middle, and a diving effort by Witt. He can't get to it. Nimmo is on to begin the 2nd inning.
Good job of putting bat to ball with 2 strikes. Kind of cuts down his swing. That's Nimmo's approach. Behind in the count, puts the ball in play and finds a base hit.
Oh, nice to see him rewarded with a hit. We talked a little bit yesterday about sort of the struggles that he's been going through, even though he's been hitting the ball well, advancing it well. Pop up into short right field, and that one caught by Caglione. So Langford retired on 1 pitch again. Rangers with some quick and very aggressive at bats. 1 away, and here comes Duran. Yeah, Zeke, how about that little note right there at the bottom? He is now a qualifier, so enters the batting title race at 8th place at the moment. .293 average. And he pulls that one foul. Yesterday got the requisite number of plate appearances to qualify now. Was 1 for 4 yesterday with a double. It was his 15th double of the year. That has him in the top 10 as well. He fouls that one back. 0-2. Well, Seth Lugo, very wide repertoire, and has had good success against the Rangers over the years. His start in Arlington at the end of May was what it is, but the problem for him is that one ended with Lucas Erceg pitching in the 9th inning. Gave up 3 runs in that 9th inning. The Rangers walked it off, and it was Duran who had that big hit. It was a 7-6 win. And Duran bloops this one back, and it stays 1-2. Well, the veteran pitcher, he is he's one of those guys who I think quietly has pitched on par with a lot of the great pitchers in the game in this era, but just doesn't quite get the notoriety. Well, he strikes out Duran on that slurve. His 2nd strikeout tonight.
He's just a solid starting pitcher.
Yeah.
He's going to give you innings Usually stays healthy for you. You can count on him every 5th day. He can battle for you if he doesn't have it, kind of maybe Colby Lewis at times, like, hey, I'll get 15 outs for you. I'm not gonna hurt our bullpen for the rest of this series or the rest of the week.
It's off the plate with ball 1 to Evan Carter here. Carter starting in center field, batting 7th. Evan 1 for 4 with a stolen base yesterday. Got on base and then used his speed, and he challenges that strike call.
Challenging.
First ABS challenge of the night, powered by T-Mobile. Oh, and that was a strike, so the Rangers lose.
Texas got 1 left.
One and 1 the count on Carter. That scoots him off a little bit. Strikeouts have started to become an issue for Evan lately. He hits this one in the air to center field, and it takes Thomas back a few steps. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. So the Rangers get that leadoff man aboard, but can't advance. And we played an inning and a half so far, no score.
Bottom of the 2nd, no score. Let's take a look at our TXU Energy Power stats. And these Kansas City Royals have turned a corner in the month of June. 6-2 so far. The runs per game tied for 4th in the American League, and run differential at +13. That's 2nd. This team has underperformed so far in this season, but 6-2 in the month of June. And for the Royals, plenty of time to make up the losses early in the year.
Yeah, there's been a lot of subpar performance in the American League. Kansas City, one of those teams that would be at the front of the line. But I think to your point, there's a long time for these teams to settle in and get right. Marte will lead it off for Kansas City. First pitch swing, and he bounces it down to 3rd. And the trend continues as Young throws out the veteran Marte. 1 away. Gore used 15 pitches in the first inning, threw 9 of them for strikes. He's thrown a first pitch strike to all but 1 hitter so far. And the guy to whom he did not throw a first pitch strike ended up walking. Now Caglione. Big, strong left-handed hitter. And he takes ball 1.
Coming in feeling good about himself today.
Well, he should. Homer game yesterday. It was the second 2-homer game of his career. The other one came against the Rangers. So he's already kind of carving out his own little space among Rangers fans. Here's a 2-0 pitch, and he hits that one out to left field. That'll get down and race past his former college teammate. Langford picks it up near the base of the fence, and Caglione has a 1-out double.
Well, fell behind in the count, 2-0, so he throws a challenge pitch. It's a fastball pretty much right down the middle, and Caglione hits a hard line drive. Opposite field, easy double.
So he's out there in scoring position for Nick Lofton. And a big curveball in there, strike 1. Lofton, a light inning right-handed batter, .230 average with a home run. But he has been super disciplined and patient this year. Worked his way on with a lot of walks. He takes low. Want to appeal on the check swing, and he went 0-2.
It's always a tough one for a catcher to exactly know. Gore was pointing quickly, but when you have to go down and block a pitch, it's tough. But I think Higgy saw where Gore wanted the check and asked for it and got it.
So 0-2 the count. The pitch on the way. There's a swing and a miss. He strikes out Lofton. And for Gore, his second strikeout tonight.
Well, that's a good job of pitching backwards right there. So if you're wondering what does pitching backwards mean, this is the finishing pitch. It's a fastball blown by Lofton, but he went soft on the first 2 pitches, throwing the ball in the low 80s and then comes back with 95 for the putout pitch.
Isaac Collins, 9th place hitter. And he takes one down the middle for a strike. Well, I feel like Gore is on the attack tonight in a way that I don't know that we've enjoyed on the road as much.
Well, I'm with you, and maybe he has a lot in those 2 starts. 0.68, I believe, ERA against the Royals so far.
Yeah, 0-2 on Collins. And so we were talking earlier about sometimes it's just mental, trying to execute little things here and there. But when you pitch well against a team, I got to believe it helps.
It does. The opposite can be true too.
He's got that confidence, the conviction in what he's throwing here. 0-2 pitch, and that's flared out to center. Coming on hard for it is Carter. He'll have to take it on a hop. Offers a throw back to the middle of the diamond, but it's cut off. And the Collins duck snort to center field gets Caglione home. It's 1-0 Kansas City.
Well, Gore probably pretty frustrated there. He gets weak contact, but on 0-2 here, change up off the plate, but too much up there. He probably wanted that ball a little further down. And this is one thing that Gore doesn't have great numbers against. I believe coming into today with runners in scoring position, guys were batting .292 off of him.
Yeah, that's a really high number. So Lane Thomas, their leadoff man now, and he takes strike 1. He flew out on the first pitch he saw today. Kansas City gets that first run of the game. Collins with a decent sized lead, to be honest, but not going anywhere. 0-2 the count.
Be interesting here with a lefty if he goes first move here 0-2 to a leadoff guy. Maybe try to steal a base. If you get thrown out, your leadoff guy leads off next inning.
Not going. And they peel that check swing, and the other guy not going was Lane Thomas. 1-2 the count. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't mind that idea. And with Kansas City, you figure that'd be a part of their ethos. At the same time, Collins, he's had a little bit of trouble on the bases. He's been caught 3 times this year. Fouled back our way and just to our right. Mike, I thought that might have been.
Well, I mean, I was trying to maybe C.J. Nikolsky it.
Yeah.
He got one this year for the Braves.
Yeah.
All right, hands ready.
Let's try it again. 1-2. And a swing and a miss. Score. Strikes out Lane Thomas. And the inning is done. His 3rd strikeout tonight. But Kansas City draws first blood as we head to the 3rd inning.
Vote your Texas Rangers into the 2026 All-Star Game. Vote up to 5 times a day and receive an offer for 25% off select games after voting. Cast your vote at rangers.com/vote.
All right, well, early here tonight as we begin playing the 3rd inning, Higashioka will lead things off. Then Nicky Lopez and Jock Peterson. Second tour through the lineup. Seth Lugo, 22 pitches to the first 2 innings. Pretty efficient. And he dumps in a strike to Kyle. .236 average. 4 homers for Higashioka. He's driven in 11. And he watches one at the top of the zone for a strike. 0-2. Lugo, he wastes very little time. And Higashioka hits that toward the alley right field, and it's run down by Thomas. Off the bat, from up here. You thought, okay, maybe that's got a shot, but good play by Thomas.
A little bit of side spin there, so the ball kept fading away from Thomas, but he gets a good jump. He's pretty much playing straight up and sees it well, also dealing with a little bit of the sun moving to right field.
Yeah, but that's a direction he wants to go, right? A lot easier for him going that way than the right fielder coming towards center.
Yes.
Here's Lopez, and he gets a pretty good swing on this one. Deep out to right center field. That one gets down, bounces up and over the fence, and that is a book rule double. Nicky Lopez with a 2-bagger. Well, he's had some good swings against his former club.
Boy, he likes facing the Royals.
Yeah.
Well, he gets 90 miles an hour on the inside part of the plate, pulls the hands in. Good extension. This ball hops right over the wall, hits the railing.
All right, so the Rangers have a man in scoring position first time tonight. Here's Jock, and he takes outside for a ball. Peterson flew out to center field in the first inning. And Jock takes a pretty big cut at the curveball. 1-1. Peterson had a triple last night, and it's 1-2. He's now tied for 4th in the American League with 2 triples.
Okay.
He's got the team lead.
Okay.
It's Jock, Brandon Nimmo, Wyatt Langford, Ezekiel Duran, and Evan Carter. They all have 2 triples this year. It's crazy how many triples the Rangers have.
Seems like quite a few in the American League.
Yes. That one's yanked foul.
I haven't looked at league leaders in triples lately, but I would assume like a guy like Bobby Witt Jr. because you know, speed is speed leading in triples somewhere.
Bobby Witt Jr. wouldn't lead this team. He only has 1 triple this season.
Wow, can't get around the bases fast enough.
No. No, in fact, the leader, we have 4 triples right now, leads the American League. I want to see the team leaders in triples, because that's where we might have ourselves a little something. Ooh. Tigers apparently have a ton of them. Rangers are only 4th in the league. Anyway, more on that really pressing storyline later. That's inside. 3-2 the count to Jock. Triples talk. You only get that in the 3rd inning on RSN. Breaking ball, and that one misses. So Jock will head down to first base. The Rangers have 2 men on.
A good job with 2 strikes. Working the count. Peterson does that well this year and lays off a breaking ball that is on the plate the whole way, just drops below the zone late. Boy, that's a great take. Now hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, that's a weird reaction right there. Now he gets a visit. Skip Schumacher along with Matt Lucero out there to have a little chat with him. Looks like he's kind of fiddling around with his left thigh or hip area, and you can see why he kind of sinks into that back hip and then stops. And I wonder, well, I mean, nothing there that would tell you anything.
Yeah, it's definitely his leg, because he's, you know, walking around, moving around. But on the replay, I thought, when he checked his swing, was like there a wrist kind of, you know, something, but it has nothing to do with his hand. It's
no, he's really kind of massaging or rubbing that area in the, like where the where your quad attaches to the upper part of your thigh or hip area. Oh, all those triples take their toll. So 2 men on for Seager, and a big floating curveball drops right in there for a strike. Corey is 0 for 1. The wind, by the way, today howling out to left field. And at times out toward center. 0-2 the count on Seager. I mean, those are big flags, and they've been moving like that for a long time. There's all sorts of crazy threats of weather forecast for later today or tonight. And the conditions are such. I mean, it's been pretty volatile here the last couple of days, but the games have been fine. Well, I was talking to Skip Schumacher about it today. That one bounced down to first. And they're going to go to second for out number one to throw back to first in time for the double play. The 3-6-1 twin killing, and that ends any Rangers threat in the third. We played 2.5. It's 1-0 Kansas City.
One nothing Royals. We head to the bottom of the third, and we're going to take an interesting look here at StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud. We're going to look at the wind and the curveball to Bobby Witt Jr. He got a single up the middle in the first inning, and you see that in calm conditions, the ball would have been, a few more inches slower. I don't know how StatCast determines that and knows, but I'll just say I guess they do.
Yeah, it looks like the wind is deemed to have straightened it out a little bit too, as Witt pops this one down the right field line and out of reach.
So we'll show the replay here. I mean, this does have pretty good break on it. It's not like a hanging breaking ball, but when this is just me being a pitcher and my dad being a pitcher, so me knowing about pitching. If the wind is blowing out, which it seems to be, that will give you more movement on your off-speed pitches. When the wind's blowing in, you usually will have less. What do I know? I'm no scientist.
Well, no, you're definitely not. But you were able to find your glasses today, so you're not without some wits. I think the point he makes a good one is this one is lined into right field, and Witt is on to begin the third inning. The problem is, what you're saying is right? If he's throwing that breaking ball into a current, it's going to get more movement.
Right.
But just because the flag shows the wind blowing out doesn't mean that that's necessarily what's happening right behind the plate, right?
That's true. Yeah.
Now, you and I can't really tell from here what's going on. Now, that's a pretty good looking curve right there to Garcia, and I don't think he would argue with you at all. Garcia would say that was a really good curve. Another first pitch strike for McKenzie. He's on a first pitch strike now to 10 of the 12 batters he's faced. Witt is a threat to run at first base, and he draws a throw. He has 23 stolen bases this year, second in the American League.
You're in Mackenzie Gore's pitch-com device right there. He said, all right, well, then I'll pick over. Gore is, for a lefty, though, he can be quick to the plate. He has a nice slide step to make it tough to steal on. Well, that's Zeke right there. But Zeke just saved possibly Witt going to third base.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's probably more than just getting a second, right? That's probably a two-base error if that gets by. Man. So now Witt can take a much bolder lead if he wants. But it doesn't take a big one. And that's a cut fastball in there for a strike. 0-2. Gore has used both his picks over to first. He can't disengage without the threat of balking Witt to second at this point. He deals very high, 1-2.
It almost looked like, I know that it's not a pitch out, but did you see the way Higgy was setting up there? He was almost in a half squat. He wasn't even in a full squat. And he just threw it about chin high up. Look at his setup.
Oh, yeah.
He's like almost ready to throw right now.
Yeah, interesting. 1-2. And it's down low and in. Well, I mean, maybe it was like a pseudo pitch out, just to at least put that in Witt's head.
Yeah, and maybe like, hey, maybe we get a swing over the plate. We just got to throw it chin high, so you could still get a strikeout. And the other thing too is Gore, since he's done these 2 picks, he's just a quick slide step. So even though he's probably not picking anymore, he's very quick to home plate these last 2 pitches.
Witt leading again. There he goes. And a swing and a drive center field. Carter was in. He's got a long run. He's back to the track. Makes the catch and bangs into that wall. And Witt will have to turn and return to first base. What a play by Evan Carter. Boy, no regard for his own safety out there.
That's the way you do it, though. That's when you have to run through these balls. It does not feel good, but what a great job here by Evan Carter after last night. He wasn't going to slow down. He ran through that one, and boy, did he hit the wall hard. It's a steak dinner from Mackenzie Gore.
That is a bone-rattling catch. Here is Salvador Perez, and he shanks that over to the right side. Foul.
And kind of watching Evan Carter right now in center field. He's still kind of walking that off a little bit.
Yeah. He'll be feeling that for a little while. That's a heck of a play in a 1-0 ball game. And there's another check in on Bobby Witt Jr.
You know what's interesting is these aren't really even picks to full Witt. They're just like quick throwovers to first base.
Yeah, what do you suppose that is?
Well, that's kind of what I always said. I'm not exactly sure why.
Oh boy, good start that time for Witt. And Perez fouls that one off. Boy, and Salvador Perez, that looked like a desperation swing at the end. I would be really upset if I were Witt.
As a right-handed hitter, they're better at seeing that than left-handed hitters. I mean, he goes really early, but Salvador Perez holding that bat, it is really tough not to swing it for him.
Boy, that was crazy. In my mind, Witt had that one stolen if he doesn't swing at it. And that one's just a little bit up, 1-2 the count. But that is the career of Salvi Perez, right? I mean, he has always been a big-time swinger. 36 years old now. 1-2, and he lifts that high in the air, center field. This one gives Carter all kinds of time to get to his spot safely. He makes a catch. 2 away. Wow. So Witt still at first base, and we slide over a moment here for Academy Sports and Outdoors.
You know what I liked about Carter there? He got behind that ball because Witt was at first base. He knew it was high enough and Witt is fast enough that he might have been tagging there. So I thought he did a really nice job. Remember, it was last year or the year before. He kind of learned his lesson. I forgot where it was, but he decided just to casually catch one of those, and a guy tagged up on him and then ended up scoring on a base hit. And those are things you learn and you remember the rest of your career.
So credit for 2 good defensive plays this inning. Witt still at first. And the pitch to Pasquantino, and he shoots that into left field for a hit. Pasquantino's first hit of the game tonight. Royals have 2 men on.
Well, lefty on lefty, but that's a fastball trying to get it away, throws it right down the middle. Luckily, only a base hit. Runner in scoring position. That batting average needs to come down in these situations.
Okay, well, here's the real threat of the moment. Bobby Witt Jr. at second base, Pasquantino at first. Here's Starling Marte. And he takes a strike. Marte, these have been tougher moments for him coming through with these runners in scoring position. Runners going, and the pitch gets away from Higashioka. Everybody's safe. It'll be a double steal.
Witt gets a good jump. Pasquantino ends up just following. He's watching Witt. Once Witt goes, he goes. And now two guys in scoring position.
Well, big spot for Gore right here. Got Marte to ground out last time. Rangers have the infield back. There's a swing and a miss. Strike two. Well, a lot of times I feel like we've seen teams crowd the infield in these spots. Of course, I guess 2 outs. Never mind. Don't have to. Pitch to Marte up, and it evens the count at 2-2.
I'm wondering, I don't know if he meant to miss that high with 97, but he threw a curveball looking for a strike, curveball swinging for a strike in this. Does he go to another curveball here? Just try to drop it below the zone and get a chase. You have to feel confident pitching in a full count if he doesn't swing.
There it is, and that is in the dirt. A changeup, full count.
I'm not sure how much commitment he had to that pitch.
Well, interesting. He's going to have commitment on this one, because you do not want to pitch to Caglione with the bases loaded. 3-2, and that is strike three called. Marte will challenge.
Oh, strike, the batter's challenging.
So another ABS challenge. Marte did this last night. Just starts walking to first base as if he had it right, and he does.
Go for it.
So a successful challenge for Marte, and how big is that challenge? Right? I mean, now otherwise the inning's over. But because he can challenge that, now the bases are loaded for Caglione.
Yeah, backdoor breaking ball doesn't get there. I love this visit here for the Rangers, because this is a game-changing moment right now. It's lefty on lefty. You just mentioned Caglione, the 2 home runs, the double already. He's locked in. You need to get out of this inning with a 0 on the board.
So Jordan Teagues with some words of wisdom, maybe encouragement. There are 2 out in the inning. But Gore dealing with a guy right now who is just swinging a hot bat. We've talked about how Kansas City seems to have turned things around with the month of June. Well, Caglione in the month 11 for 22 now. 4 multi-hit games in there. And he's got the bases loaded. And he fouls that one out of play. Strike 1. So clearly the hottest Royals hitter at the moment. And nowhere to put him. 1 strike pitch. And that's low. 1-1. Meanwhile, Gore's pitch count starting to jump on him a little bit. Young backing away from third base and more toward the shortstop spot now. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2.
Great lefty on lefty slider. On the plate below the zone. Just repeat that pitch and live with the results.
23 pitches into the inning, trying to get out of trouble here. The 1-2. And that's in the dirt. The young lefty dealing with the 23-year-old Caglione. So it's 6'4", 250 pounds. On the big 2-2. Got him swinging. Gore gets out of trouble in the third inning with a strikeout of Caglione. And boy, was that a big one.
Great slider. He goes back to it, getting strike 2 with it, getting the swing and miss on strike 3, getting out of a bases loaded situation and keeping the Rangers in this one. Hood looks at Josh Young leading off this inning. Directions of hits this year in 2026 versus his rookie year to 2025. See the opposite field, 7% higher. 5 of 8 of his home runs this season are to right field.
First pitch swinging, bouncer down to third base. Garcia up throwing and retires his opposite number. 1 pitch, 1 out. We just saw Mackenzie Gore get out of a really tough spot. Bases loaded, and he struck out Caglione, but it was a 25-pitch inning, very stressful. And then you see the first pitch put out to start the top half of the next inning.
You see what Nimmo did? He walked really slow, and he's already used his timeout. He had to.
Yeah.
If you're gonna swing first pitch after your guy just had a 25-pitch inning, especially in this humidity, Nimmo as a veteran's like, okay, I'm going to already use my timeout to help out the team, my pitcher.
And he takes ball 1. Yeah, that's a good teammate, and it's just smart baseball. Lugo misses with a sweeper that time, and it's 2-0.
He might be taking till he gets a strike.
Oh, and there it is. I do think that's a really nice luxury to have when you have a couple of hitters who have some comfort level in doing that. And I think, to be sure, Nimmo is a guy who has some comfort level there. Fouls that one away. 2-2.
I know I'm asking you this question. It'd be better to ask all the players on the Rangers. I wonder how many of the guys truly understand that, because they're not pitchers.
Right.
Sometimes as pitchers, we don't understand what hitters are going through in certain moments, in certain situations.
Well, more to the point, as a pitcher, you don't care.
Well, and that's the thing, is we do have to. That's like hitters, like, yeah, I don't, who's pitching today? I really don't care for us. I need to know who's pitching for them. That's the person I'm hitting off of.
No, I do think most of them are pretty in tune to it. This one, oh my goodness, back up the middle, off of Lugo's head and into right field, and that is awful. Nimmo is out of his mind concerned, got a quick timeout, and races over to check on him. That is, oh my goodness, right off the forehead. Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
And you can see how much that concerns hitters sometimes, every bit as much as it concerns pitchers. I mean, that is just a horrible feeling. It's hard to watch. Now, baseball takes this sort of stuff very seriously. Brain injuries are not to be quibbled with, and you don't know. I mean, you have to make sure that everything's okay. I'm a little surprised he's standing out there. Yeah, there he goes. And my goodness gracious, they've got to go get him some attention and a hurry. But that is awesome that he can walk off and that even have the presence of mind to acknowledge Nimmo. All right, let's try and get our wits about us here. Let's take a break. We'll come back here in a moment with a man on, 1 out in the 4th. All right, well, we are back, 4th inning, and Brandon Nimmo still trying to sort this out himself. Here was the hit just a moment ago, 107 miles per hour. Oh my goodness, right back off Lugo's head. It caromed into short right field. And it's just a miracle that he was able to get up on his own and walk off the field. You see Nimmo, even before getting to first base, how upset he was. It's actually a little harder to watch a second time.
That makes my stomach queasy.
Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. Now, look at that. Oh, no. Starling Marte and Brandon were talking during the break. Marte and Nimmo were teammates in New York, and I mean, Brandon was looking for any kind of comfort he could find, and credit Marte for coming over out of the dugout. The two of them stood in foul ground for a while, an embrace, and just chatting for a moment, because as disturbing and troubling as that is for Lugo and for all of us to watch, it's just sometimes that can really be tough on the guy who hit the ball.
Yeah, it's similar as a pitcher when you accidentally hit a guy in the head too, and you know, thank God Lugo was able to stand up and walk off the mound. You know, pray for him if you can right now, because taking a ball off of the head at what you said, 107 off of the bat from approximately 55 feet away, that's not going to lose much speed at all.
No. So the good news is, again, that he was able to get up and obviously conscious. He was talking to his coaches and teammates. The other piece of good news, I don't know, he stood out there for a while with a glove and then started putting the hat on, like, let's see if I can make my hat work. And I'm thinking, please tell me somebody here, there's an adult in the room, because this can't happen.
Yeah, and I was with you too. I was confused. Like, there's no way. And you know, you still have an adrenaline rush right there. You're in the game. You're in a major league game, in a battle, and it didn't knock you out, and you're almost probably in shock there, and you're not really sure how bad it is. And to your point, that's where trainer, coaches have to step in and go, we got to check you out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that shake a lot of people up. Mason Black got all the time he needed to get ready, and I always feel bad for those guys, because there's no doubt that they rushed themselves just a little bit, feeling put in a little bit of an awkward spot. But Black is ready to go and inherits Nimmo, the Rangers base runner. Wyatt Langford the batter, and he watches strike one. All right, so we're back to action. A bit of a hushed murmurs kind of through the ballpark. There's probably a lot of people trying to sort that out. Line drive off of Witt's glove and into left field. So Nimmo to second base, Langford with a well-struck hit, and the Rangers have a couple of base runners again.
Ball running in on Langford's hand, squares it up. He's not sure if it's going to get over Witt, and luckily it does. Gives the Rangers an opportunity with a guy who likes hitting with runners on base.
Yeah, Rangers have their man up. Those numbers for Duran, 435 average. He's on the attack usually, and he takes one here for ball one. Rangers left a couple men on last inning. Got the leadoff man on in the second inning, but couldn't advance him. And it was a problem last night. They had just one hit with runner on yesterday. And that is off the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 for 9 yesterday, left 7 men on base. So maybe they can turn that around tonight. Black's offering, and a swing and a miss. 2-1.
Good 2-0 swing. I'm sure Zeke would want that one back. A very hittable pitch. Just missed it.
Black deals again, and this one's popped up. Heading foul. Down that right field line, and that was a playable ball. And perhaps better for Pasquantino and the Royals that he did not make the catch. Fortunately for him, he navigated that tarp okay.
I'm glad he's smiling too, because
yeah,
he hit this tarp pretty hard here. Luckily, kind of catches himself and throws himself over, and then gets the ball on the backside.
Boy, it's a kind of a hazardous inning here for the Royals. 2-2. Whoa! And that one got Zeke. Oh my, what a bizarre inning. The bases are loaded. The bat taken out of Duran's hands with that one. The guy that they want swinging it.
Hopefully he's okay. This one, elbow area, I think.
Yeah, it looked like maybe a tricep or delt. Yeah,
shoulder.
got him right on the shoulder. Zeke, nobody really likes those things, but it seemed like don't like that. He throws away the bat. Gosh, that was flush. So he'll have a bruise tomorrow. Rangers have the bases loaded now. And Evan Carter due up, little visit on the mound. Well, it is still relatively early, Mike, but you do get the feeling like this is kind of a crucial spot.
You just mentioned it. 1 for 9 yesterday. The Rangers had opportunities to push the lead. They weren't able to, then gave up the lead. This is a huge at bat for Evan Carter. Needs to come through here.
Got a hit yesterday. Hit 2 straight. And he takes outside, ball 1. Let me ask you this. Yeah, you want a hit. You want a good at bat here, productive. Would you, if I were to offer you a sacrifice fly right now, you happy with that?
Yep, take it.
Yeah.
Need an RBI.
And get a run home. That's high. 2-0 now at third base. Garcia about even with a bag. At first, Pasquantino a little bit in front of it.
3 guys with good speed on the bases too for the Rangers.
Everything sets up well. 2-0, and that is a little bit in. Oh.
I've rarely known Carter to swing on 3-0.
Be shocked. Here it comes. And he takes high, ball 4. Well, Rangers will take that. A bases loaded walk. And the game tied at 1. So Black has come in. He's given up a single. He hit a batter and now walked a man. And he's having trouble finding it at the moment. Rangers trying to take advantage. They've got to run in. They still have him loaded. And Higashioka is 0 for 1. He'll take outside, another miss, and not all that close.
No, there's been, out of these 5 balls in a row here, quite a few big misses.
A run across, and Higgy takes in 2-0.
Green light here?
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just looking for something in your favorite spot.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be perfect. He has missed with 7 straight now. And now they're going to challenge it, an ABS challenge here.
Catcher's challenging.
Salvi challenge. You got 2 catchers at the plate there, and
Hit the ball,
oh
Kansas
my.
City's got 1 left.
So the Royals lose a challenge by 0.2 of an inch. 3-0 the count. And I don't think I do have the green light here. But there's the strike. Langford at third, Duran at second, Carter at first. Great speed all the way around. 3-1. And that catches a corner for a strike. Full count. Nicky Lopez, the former Royal, waiting on deck. Payoff, and that's strike three called, and Nagashioka goes down looking. 2 away.
Well, good pitch. You know, one that you want to take a swing at. The ball starts off the plate, runs back to the plate.
All right, so now Lopez. And Nicky shoots that foul out of play. Lopez, as I mentioned, drafted by Kansas City, 5th-round pick in 2016 out of Creighton University in Omaha. Spent his first 5 years in the big leagues with the Royals. And that's in the air. Left side foul and out of play. Rangers have tied the game in the inning on a bases-loaded walk. But after stranding a couple of runners last inning, I'm sure they feel like there's a lot more to be cashed in right here. Runner at every base. Black's 0-2. And Lopez shoots another one foul. And Nimmo started it all with that line drive back up the box. Knocked Lugo out of the game. Black trying to finish off the inning, but Lopez no intent on making that easy on him. How about Black already over 20 pitches in this relief appearance?
Well, he got deep with Duran and hit him, and then the walk and 3-0 to Higgy. He comes back and gets a strikeout. Now Lopez just battling his tail off on pitches at the top of the zone or above the zone.
2-strike pitch, and that's high. Meanwhile, in the on-deck circle, Jake Berger has come out there as if he would hit for Jock Peterson, and who knows if that's the hip or whatever malady was bothering Jock last inning. The 1-2, and that's a line drive out into right field, base hit. A run is in. They will send Duran. The throw heading to the plate. It's in time. The tag. They got him, and the Rangers may want to challenge. He's called out, but Duran arguing that he got around the tag and got to the plate. And they do want to challenge. The throw clearly beat him. The question is, and look at Duran, his opinion doesn't matter. Neither does Salvador Perez, but I think Duran knows. Here's our first look. Missed him. Yeah, I think he flat out missed him. And Zeke got the plate. Langford was right there to call it. Yeah.
Texas is challenging the play at the plate.
Yeah, it looks to me, Mike, like there.
I tell you what's the sign here. Watch Salvador Perez after the tag attempt. Watch what Salvi does here. Keep it running. He's touched home. Salvi then runs to try to tag him again. If he had tagged him the first time, he wouldn't have gone after him.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed.
He's letting you know I didn't
right
tag
there.
him. This is the sign I didn't tag him is, oh no, I better go get him again.
Now, I'm with you on that, right?
I know it has to be clear. They don't care in New York. They don't care about that. It used to be as a major league umpire, if that guy tries to tag you again, they're letting you know I didn't tag him.
Yeah, and listen, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Like, you know, guys' actions can tell you a lot more than anything else. But I like the fact that Salvi did that, because worse to me is missing it, knowing you missed it, but then trying to trick everybody by not going after it and getting caught.
I disagree with you if there was no replay. I think you show the umpire the ball and pretend you tagged him.
Yeah, no.
But on the replay situation, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So
yeah.
5 years ago, whenever we did this, I'd say, yeah, fake the tag and show the umpire I got him.
Yeah. Yep. But in my mind, like, you're not tricking anybody these days.
True.
So just go do it in case he missed the corner of the plate. Now, our views show that he very much got the corner of the plate. That very back end, the roof of the little home looking plate. All right by the chimney. The Gold Glover, Salvador Perez. Good catch. Great attempt.
What a great slide.
A very good slide, and the incredible reach right there. I also love that Langford was there to really help make the call. All right, here we go.
After review, the call in the field stands. The runner is out.
It's an outrage. That is terrible. Oh, man.
Replay, huh? Works almost all the time.
Hey, come back, because after the break, we're going to step up on that soapbox again. 2-1, Rangers on top. Well, had a week's worth of incidents in that 1/2 inning. And the Rangers score a couple of runs. It ended on this play. The throw from Caglione to the plate. Pretty clear that the tag was missed. Duran got the plate. But on replay, I sympathize with our replay officials back in New York, James Hoy and Marvin Hudson, that the replay looks that they had while
call the ball, the catcher's challenging.
Another ABS challenge. You know, common sense tells you I don't think you got him, but you don't have a definitive look.
It's a strike.
And it is a strike, so a good challenge by Higgy. But it's just the idea that because you have the technology, you got to use it and get the call right. I don't think you got it right. Once again, I think it's pretty clear you didn't get it right. And again, I think that's the call the replay officials had to make.
Yep.
Because they didn't have enough to definitively prove it otherwise. But anyway, it's just such a circular, ridiculous intrusion of technology. There's a bouncer second base, and Lopez throws to first in time, and they get Lofton to start the inning. All right, let's change directions here. A moment for Cutwater.
Real cocktails, perfectly mixed. Cutwater.
What's also lost in that is what a great at bat from Nicky Lopez.
Yeah.
You know, I'm frustrated. It should have been 2 RBIs. I get it. I get what you have to do in New York there, but man, what a great at bat from Nicky Lopez.
Comebacker, knocked down by Gore. Has time to pick it up. Throws to first, and it was a high throw, but Duran able to corral it, and they retire Collins. 2 away. All right, 2 quick outs.
Good job there fielding his position. Obviously had time to see that ball off of the bat and defend himself.
So now Lane Thomas. 2 outs, nobody on, and Gore working with a lead. And this one is on the ground and through into left field, a base hit. And more early action. First pitch swinging.
Well, not a bad first pitch. Down and in, and ground ball finds the hole. I don't mind that at all. I actually love what you're talking about, Dave, is Gore in this game for the most part has attacked with his first pitch.
Yeah. Well, he's on a first pitch strike now to 17 of the 19 batters he's faced. There's a rare miss right there with the curveball. All one to Witt. Well, he's got a couple of hits tonight. Witt's been cooled off a little bit in the month of June. But a little bit better tonight. A couple of singles to the outfield. A man on, 2 out, and he takes a strike. It's 2-1.
I get the fortune of talking to one of my former catchers, Vance Wilson, who's coaching third base, and I mean, he talks about Bobby Witt Jr. and just what a great teammate he is. And you talk about he might not be doing well, but he loves the winning way more than his success.
There's Vance. When were you with Vance?
With the Mets. He was backup catcher for Mike Piazza.
Two pitch. Fly ball to center field. Easy play for Carter. And the inning is done. So great job by Mackenzie Gore. Shutdown inning in the 4th. 5th inning coming up in Kansas City. It's 2-1. Well, it's time for our 5th inning, presented by your Dallas-Fort Worth Audi dealers. Yeah, wow, what a night. This ended up working out quite well here tonight. A lot of dire forecasts about the weather, but it's held up nicely. And we're enjoying a 2-1 ball game here at Kauffman Stadium. I do love this ballpark. Born in 1973. Renovated a number of times since, and it's always maintained its same charm, largely featuring the waterfalls and the fountains and just the beautiful greenery around here, as this one is a little bit in. 2-0. It is lush, this area. They've gotten some rain here recently. It's warm. I feel like if you stood still long enough, maybe grass or weeds or something would grow right off your forearms.
And if for some reason you're standing on grass and it hasn't rained in a little bit, your sweat will water the grass.
Hey, you worked up a pretty good lather on your way to lunch today.
Yes.
Witnesses around town were discussing.
Just jump in a fountain walking back?
That bald fellow looks really nervous. 3 balls and a strike here on Berger, who's hitting for Jock Peterson. Of course, talk of the new downtown ballpark in the future here. 3-1, and Berger takes a strike. And I have mixed feelings on that. Not that it matters, but there's just something about some of these older places that they hold up well. They have a lot of history, and they still work. It's ball 4 right there, and Berger takes the walk. So lead man on in the 5th inning. Rangers have had runners aplenty here tonight. Now Corey Seager. Now Seager rolled into that double play in the 3rd inning. He'll take strike 1. The Rangers have hit into 55 double plays this year. That's most in the American League, 3rd most in baseball. And so that's been a bit of an issue. There's a strike, and the count 0-2 to Corey.
Well, I remember when we played Kansas City back at home, you're telling me Bobby Witt Jr., which doesn't seem right, has hit into quite a few double plays because of his speed. The Rangers do make sense. The Rangers are not a fast team. So ground balls by most of these Rangers, if it's hit near somebody, is going to probably be a double play.
It's definitely a good chance of it. And the other part of it is the Rangers have had a lot of base runners. I mean, it takes base runners to get those double plays, and they've had plenty of them. 0-2. There's a swing and a high drive center field. Thomas is back and appears to have room. He makes the catch. Berger holds at first base, one away. I think the story of this first half for this Rangers offense can really just be distilled to getting runners in, and the inability or the infrequency with which they've been able to do that, because they've had plenty of traffic. Here's Young. He has done a good job in general in that regard, and he takes in. No, that one hit him, clipped him on the arm, and so he'll head to first.
The Royals are looking at this. Maybe they can send it to replay and we can spend 10 minutes going, well, we can't tell.
We can't tell. Exactly. Hey, we got all this technology. Let's use it to get no closer to the truth.
Well, probably have no clue after this. It's going to stand. Without seeing the replay.
The ruling on the field is the batter is hit by the pitch. Kansas City is challenging.
Okay, so there you go. Your explanation pretty clear. So that's the original verdict. Now the question is, will Major League Baseball, will the guys back in New York be able to say with clarity that it hit him, didn't hit him,
or hit the knob of the bat?
Or hit the knob of the bat. It did look one angle there a moment ago like maybe it did tick off the knob of the bat.
It definitely hit something, because you can see the ball barely change from going towards Young then towards Perez. But
you can hear the crowd reacting, kind of oohing and awing as they see instant replays here in-house. So we'll see what they're thinking back in New York. And it really boils down to this. Two guys saying like, oh, it's egregious. That definitely was not the case. Then they'll overturn it.
It's pretty easy to see a ball going, in the mid-80s. We just slow it down and let's see.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. It was a foul tip. There will be a strike added to the count. The batter will remain at bat. Kansas City will retain their challenge.
Well, the replay luck right now for the Rangers has been pretty poor.
No, it's just so obvious.
All right. Well, okay. I think everybody feels a lot better about that.
As long as we get everything right.
Right. I'm with you. Okay. So Young back in there, and it's a strike. 1-1 the count. Yeah, there's a swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. Either way, however you want to look at it, I mean, super fun.
Oh, tell you what.
And entertaining. I find replay to be really entertaining and fun. I think baseball fans love it. Berger's small lead, and that's fouled back. Stays 0-2. Well, Josh looking for that first hit of the night. He has a 6-game hitting streak going. And he takes strike 3 called. So that at bat took a decided turn. And there are 2 gone.
Well, he has that 2-seamer running pretty well from starting off the plate. That one runs back to the middle.
So now Brandon Nimmo, and he swings and misses at strike 1. Nimmo with the line drive last inning. It came right back up the middle and hit Seth Lugo on the top of his head, on his forehead, right above his right eye. And a fly ball here, center field. That's not going to carry. Thomas waiting, and he makes the catch. The inning is over. The Rangers get that lead man on again, but leave him right there at first. Halfway to the house in Kansas City, Mackenzie Gore working with a 2-1 lead. Rangers baseball on RSN is brought to you by Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, the official casino and resort of the Texas Rangers. By TXU Energy, energy for everything. And by your North Texas Chevy dealers. Chevy drives Texas. In Kansas City, where the Rangers lead it 2-1, and the locals here get ready for World Cup soccer. Two or three teams, I believe, working out here locally, getting ready for the start of the World Cup this week as Michael Garcia leads it off for the Royals. It's Garcia, Salvi Perez, and Vinny Pasquantino. Gore's 1-0 pitch, and that's a little bit off the plate.
Well, we did take the walk over to the Chiefs Stadium.
Yeah. Where we got stopped abruptly by security personnel. The 2-0, that's fouled over to the right side. We showed them our press passes.
I know.
But they were not at all impressed because they thought we were stupid and we'd walked to the wrong stadium. And they had a point. We were stupid. We were just wanting to take a peek. That's all.
FIFA stopped us.
Yeah. Apprehended by FIFA.
Yep. FIFA got us.
That's going to happen sooner or later.
Soccer fans would say it was a messy situation.
Oh, that's very good. Very good, Mike.
He plays soccer for a team.
Messy?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very good. My favorite part is when you explain your jokes. 2-2.
I think it makes them better. Was he challenging? Was he ready
great.
to challenge?
Garcia wanted to challenge the ball call.
I think, give it to him. Let's see if it was a strike.
Oh, man. Old habits die hard. Three-two pitch, and that's fouled back. See it stays alive. Yeah. Anyway, they didn't want us over there. We had well, it was the wrong pitch.
Yeah.
You know.
Infield.
3-2, and a swing and a miss. There's a strikeout of Garcia. One gone in the fifth inning.
Now, this is a slider here. I'm not sure if Gore loves the execution of that pitch, but he gets the swing and a miss, gets a good result.
All right, so with 5 strikeouts now, one of them was Salvi Perez. That was in the first inning, and he takes a strike here. That's unusual. Usually he pulls that trigger.
That hurts his heart so much.
Yeah, I mean, I think this at bat's already over, right? I mean, it's like, oh man.
Had to call time, talking to himself. How could you do that?
Yeah, he's going to beat himself up over that for a long time tonight. Let a strike go by. Yeah,
you knew it.
Well, right. So as a pitcher, you have to be thinking, right?
I feel like I didn't face Perez, but you face guys like him, where if they take a strike, there's just no way he's taking 2 pitches in a row. Just throw something that looks like a strike.
0-2, and that's off the fouled off. Stays 0-2. And a swing and a miss. Got him going after that fastball. 98 up at the top of the zone for Gore.
Boy, you like that on pitch 77 of the game.
That's the thing with McKenzie, right? I mean, that stuff is is elite. That's some big time gas up there in the 5th inning. His 6th strikeout. And he's a little bit wide with the curveball. Pasquantino had a base hit his last time up. He's 1 for 2. And he takes outside. Gore not happy. 2-0 the count. Now Pasquantino, 6 home runs, 30 RBIs. Doubled last night. And that's a ball. 3-0. It was the 100th career double. Pasquantino. But the power numbers, the slug this year, it's been a struggle for him. 1 home run in the last month. 3-0. And he's taken a strike. Here it comes. And that is off the plate. Pasquantino walks. That was the 31st walk that he has drawn this year, and that'll get the Pasquatch out of his little den out in left field. Now Starling Marte. Just have to believe me, there's a bouncer into right field. That's a base hit for Marte, his first of the night. And so Kansas City, a couple of 2-out base runners.
Well, first pitch strike. That one, though, Higgy setting a little bit on the outer part of the plate. This one runs a little bit more middle in. Marte does a good job of fighting that one to right field, staying inside the ball in another big situation. So Teagues comes out to make sure everybody has the same game plan right here.
Yeah, well, they've applied pressure all night on Gore. And for the most part, he's done a really good job of holding him off. I don't know, as you get more and more fatigued as the evening goes on, how hard it is to reach back and find whatever it is that it takes to get through that.
He found that 98 for the second strikeout, the second out of the inning. And then you had the walk on 5 pitches, first pitch base hit. Big situation, maybe the last guy Gore faces tonight.
Well, Caglione, a double back of the 2nd inning, and now Higgy with a message for his infielders off the pitch comm device. Peyton Gray has started to loosen in the Rangers pen. First pitch on the way, and Caglione on the ground, right side. That's through, base hit. Around third base, Pasquantino. No throw offered. Now going to third, Marte. No throw offered. And Caglione has just tied this game at 2.
Well, because this was the first pitch, Gore's going to have to stay in. I can't imagine Gray is ready. Breaking ball that just stays. It's not a bad pitch.
No.
That's not a bad pitch. It's just bad luck. Just a ground ball. You put the ball in play, and it found a hole.
So Caglione, I mean, just inches off of Lopez's glove on the dive. Keeps the inning alive for Kansas City, ties the game. And now Lofton, and he'll take just a little bit up. Run in the 2nd, a run in the 5th for the Royals.
I'm not crazy about Gore there being so quick to the plate. Such a big situation. If I get the guy out hitting, the inning's over. I'm on pitch 87 now. That was pitch 86. Really make sure your legs are underneath you here.
Swinging a high fly ball. That one not going to carry. Langford wants it. He takes it. The inning is over. The Royals settle for a run. They leave a couple more. So we're through 5 innings tonight in KC, and we're all square at 2.
Our Blue Cross Blue Shield Legends of the Game is Sonny Jim Sundberg, part of the Rangers Hall of Fame class of 2003, 6-time Gold Glove winner, and won the World Series here in Kansas City in '85. You see the 1927 career games as catcher, 10th all-time in Major League history.
It's a machine, man. I mean, that was well-timed, his stint in Kansas City. 2 seasons as a Royal, 85 and 86, that World Series in 85 over the Cardinals. And 12 seasons in a Rangers uniform, including the final 2 of his career. Steven Cruz is on for Kansas City here tonight. He was really good yesterday. And he jumps ahead 0-2 on Langford.
Got 10 pitches, 9 strikes, 4 outs yesterday, and the series so far he's thrown 12 pitches, 11 strikes.
Kind of thought one of the highlights of yesterday's game was when he was taken out of the game.
Rangers got a triple and a run.
It was the Rangers' best play of the night. This one fouled back. And it stays 0-2. Langford had a hit, scored a run in the 4th inning. Rangers had the busy 4th, where they scored their 2 runs tonight, but I'm sure feel like they should have and could have scored more. And the pitch is inside here, 1-2. I mean, let down by instant replay in that inning. It's another run they should have been credited with, in my humble opinion. The 1-2, that's outside. 2-2.
You feel like you have humble opinions?
Humble. I mean, with great humility that I opine that they should have been given a run there. 2-2. I mean, it just sounds a lot better than in my angry opinion.
In my aggressive opinion. In my right opinion.
Yes, in my unwavering view of the play. 3-2, and Langford fights off yet another. Well, Langford, Duran, and Carter in the inning. It looks like the Rangers are going to have to win a close one tonight. This one a low-scoring affair, which has historically kind of been the case in this ballpark. 3-2 pitch, and that is strike 3 called. Langford immediately challenging.
Strike, the batter's challenging.
Well, Langford felt strongly about this one. Tapped the helmet immediately. It was a strike.
It's a strike. Texas is out of challenges.
And so the Rangers are done with ABS tonight. Not a great night on the ABS for the Rangers.
Carter and Langford unsuccessful. This one, all the ball catches that corner down and away.
So 1 out, and here is Ezekiel Duran. And he bunts it. Third base side, Garcia charging. Bare hands, throws, and that's off the mark. And Duran with a bunt single puts a very critical man on base in the 6th.
And this is a perfect bunt. Garcia playing back. He reads the bunt early, but slow enough that Garcia, by the time he gets it with his bare hand, he does everything he can, but you tip your cap right there to Zeke Duran. Perfect bunt.
And so getting some intel from Travis Jankowski down there. A little conversation on the mound meanwhile for Perez. And Evan Carter who walked with the bases loaded in the 4th inning. And that pushed across the Rangers' first run of the night. And he shows bunt. Drops it down in front of the mound. Cruz picks it up, bobbles, throws, not in time. And that little bobble cost him. Back-to-back bunt singles. Kansas City checked upstairs, not worth a challenge, and the Rangers have 2 base runners.
That shows Evan Carter's speed out of the left-hander's batter's box right there. When you're left-handed, you get that extra step and a half to first. The Rangers don't have a lot of team speed, but Evan Carter, one of the fastest guys in baseball.
Now Higashioka. And he takes strike 1.
Didn't get it out of the glove. You got to stay low when you throw, kids, from the pitcher situation. Too many major leaguers stand up tall, and it causes mistakes.
Fouled away. Now wait a minute. What do you mean?
When you field that ball and you're an infielder, you have to become an infielder. If you think of shortstops or third basemen, unless they have a lot of time, they don't just stand straight up and become the tallest version of themselves. They want to stay in a good athletic position. When he came up and stayed, it takes you longer, and then you make more mistakes doing it.
Okay.
So it's an easy saying. Stay low when you throw from the pitcher's position. You field a ground ball, be athletic. Stay low when you throw.
I love that. That might have to be the opening line of your book. You were talking about that earlier. You were working on something. What was it? They Call Me Ishmael? That's what you were thinking you were going to?
No. Mine is backing up bases and driving to AAA.
I like that, though. Stay low when you throw. I've never heard that for pitchers, but that's a good point. Like, stay in that athletic position as if you're an infielder, like you've just fielded it, and now you're gonna.
As soon as you stand up, if you watch pitchers, as soon as they stand up tall when they field a bunt or a ground ball, a lot of mistakes happen that way.
Cruz, he's a big, tall guy too, 6'6", and he's off the plate with that. He has walked Higashioka. So back-to-back bunt singles and now a walk. And again, the Rangers are just building momentum and putting pressure, this time on Steven Cruz. And it brings up Nicky Lopez. He had the base hit with the bases loaded in the 4th inning.
In that last at bat, they attacked him up at the top of the zone or above the zone every pitch.
He's been a lift for this Rangers team. And he swings and misses. Strike 1. Rangers picked up Lopez after he was designated for assignment by the Cubs. And he's gotten a lot of playing time here. That's low. 1-1. I think he joined the team right as they were facing Kansas City on that last homestand. There's a chopper over the mound, and near second base, Witt steps on the bag, throws to first in time, and another double play. That one a beauty, handled by one of the best in the business, Bobby Witt Jr., and it takes the steam out of the inning for the Rangers, but not out of that gorgeous sunset tonight here in the Midwest.
You never know who in this world might be looking up to you as Isaac Collins comes to the plate for the Royals. He went to Creighton from 2017 to 2019. He was an infielder at the time. And one of Creighton's recruiting pitches was, we've got a second-team All-Big East shortstop who's probably going to go in the top 5 rounds of the draft. And yes, you guessed it, that shortstop was Nicky Lopez. Nicky actually hosted Isaac on his first official visit when he was deciding between schools. A couple months later, Nicky was then drafted by the Royals in the 5th round, and Isaac was like, if he can do it, I can too. And he told me that going to Creighton was one of the best decisions of his life. life behind marrying his wife. And it's just a good reminder that even how small the baseball world can be, and you just never know who's watching or who you might inspire along the way.
I'm just glad he said behind marrying his wife.
Yeah,
because if
right.
he would have said, well, it was the best decision of my life, and I also got married.
Yeah, that's cool, though. That's really cool. And it is true, right? You don't know where that inspiration will come from in a lot of cases. And maybe you are that guy, as Collins tries to bunt his way on here and fouls one off. Peyton Gray has come on for Gore, who went 5 innings tonight.
Battle of the bullpens.
Yeah, here we go. Strike pitch, and Gray fires that one right past Collins. 0-2. Talk a lot about Gray's changeup, but you know, he's got mid-90s heat on the fastball as well. 0-2. That one misses. And if you're looking for inspiration, if you're a kid playing baseball and you love to play, just dig into Peyton Gray's background. That one lined out into left field, long run, Langford, and it's just past him and into that corner. Collins rounds second, and then he'll slam on the brakes. He thought about it for a moment, but Collins settles with a leadoff double.
Great effort from Wyatt Langford. He gave it his all. The changeup off the plate, a little up. And Langford went after it, gave it a last leap. The good thing is he got to the ball quick enough and got it in, and with nobody out, it held up Collins.
Yeah, he was given that pretty serious consideration, it looked like. At the very least, not taking for granted that the throw was coming in quickly. So he's out there in scoring position, and now the top of the lineup. Lane Thomas 1 for 3 tonight. And he bloops it out over second. That's a base hit. Into third base, Collins. They're going to wave him at the last second. The throw's cut off by Duran. So Collins scores, and Kansas City has taken their first lead of the ball game. It's 3-2. And I do wonder if that ball could have come through and maybe made for a play.
We have to remember Zeke has not played first base much in his career. He's a middle infielder and plays more outfield, giving Berger a day off. The thing that I don't know, and Zeke would know here as the cut guy, did this have enough energy to kind of get to home plate? But cutting it really didn't matter because Thomas was next to first base. So you weren't like, oh, if I don't cut that, he's going to second. He wasn't going anywhere. But these are things that, this is tough about being a utility guy and moving all around and knowing all the things that go on with baseball at each position.
So Bobby Witt Jr., and he shanks that one. 0-2 the count. Witt has a couple of hits tonight. He's 2 for 3. Royals have eked out in front here, 3-2. There it comes. And a bouncer shortstop. Chance for 2 here. Seager to second, 1. Not with Witt speed. Oh, he beat that one out easily. So a fielder's choice. It goes 6-4. And now Witt is on with 1 out.
Well, you'd have to turn this one perfectly. Seager bobbles it a little bit. You can see it might have taken a little bit of a funky hop on him that last second, but he catches it clean. Gets it to Lopez, but it just has to be perfect to get Witt.
Yeah, perfect execution on the defensive end. It has to be hit sharply, etc. It all has to work out to get Witt, who is not running, and it's ball 1 to Garcia. But we mentioned when we saw Kansas City a little over a week ago at home, Witt has somehow hit into 6 double plays this year. High pop-up, shallow center. Carter racing in, and he makes the catch. And there are 2 gone. So here comes Salvador Perez.
Maybe I'm wrong here, but I'll be shocked if Witt doesn't try to steal second in the first 2 pitches.
He didn't get a whole lot of opportunity there with Garcia at the plate to even get much of a read on Gray. And now Higgy heads out there to have a little moment with Gray. And as part of this, likely a discussion about Witt?
Yeah, I think it is. And then also Higgy, he could be saying this. I'm not saying he is, but he could be saying, hey, I want you to make sure you're making a good pitch here. This is how we want to attack Perez. This is where we want to go. I know we got a guy at first that can steal bases. Or it could be where you want to possibly pick. Hey, let's go slide step first pitch, and then we're picking if we don't get it out on the first pitch.
All right, well, the conversation is done. Witt will ease off the base. And Gray's first pitch gets away, and so it's all a moot point because Witt able to go to second base on what I gather would be a pass ball.
It's going to be close here on which one to call, but outside of his body, but one that I'm sure Higgy would tell you, I should have caught that.
Well, now you can focus on Perez. And that one is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Shoot that one foul. So 2-1. Salvia, free swinger. He struck out twice already tonight. He has power. That's off the handle foul. 2-2.
Good job by Gray after falling behind 2-0 to get 2 strikes here to work it to 2-2, but the job isn't over.
Well, trying to keep it a 1-run game. Good speed at second base. 30-year-old rookie Peyton Gray to the plate, and that just missed.
And it doesn't matter if it was a strike or not, because the Rangers can't challenge.
Nope, they're out of those tonight. The cup runneth over. 3-2, and it's fouled to the netting. Tyler Alexander getting ready in the bullpen. And the left-handed hitting Manny Pasquantino due up next. He would probably come in to face him. Job here, though, take care of Perez. Hitless in this series, just 12 for his last 66. He's in a bit of a slump. Gray's 3-2. Oh. Always interests me, right? I mean, he's checking his swing. He's holding up. Almost looks like it hits his hands, but it's the barrel of the bat that dumps back behind him.
Yep.
All right, 3-2. And another foul ball. This will be a 9-pitch at bat with this next offering. And as we've arrived in the 6th inning, it's a pretty big at bat here. You've got to figure out a way to keep this a 1-run game. Not a lot of time left. The payoff in the air, left field, but Langford is there, and the inning is over. Royals scratch out a run, and it's put them in front What a gorgeous scene here in the Heartland, though. 3-2.
Rangers pitcher Jack Leiter will be at Whataburger in Mansfield on Tuesday, June 16th. He'll be signing autographs for the first 225 fans. From 10 to 11 a.m., find the location and other details at rangers.com/whataburger.
Jack Leiter looking on. And he's watching a one-run game. This one has had, I mean, all kinds of stuff going on, including base runners aplenty for both teams. Now Matt Strom takes over on the mound for Kansas City in the 7th inning.
Veteran reliever. Seen him in 2024 in Texas at the All-Star game. Also a big-time baseball card collector.
That's right. You've seen his show?
Yeah, the Card Life, I believe.
The Card Life, that's right.
Good show.
It's a really good show. He does, obviously, if you like baseball cards, you'll be into it. But he does a great job of weaving in so much more than that. Human interest stories. It is a really good show. He just comes off as a very interesting and endearing guy. Really enjoy it. So look it up. The Card Life. His first pitch hammered out to left field. That's carrying well. It's gone. So Jake Berger with a big home run to tie the game in the 7th inning. It's 3-3.
Well, great answer from Jake Berger, coming off of the bench in the 5th inning for Jock Peterson. His second at bat of the game. Gets a breaking ball about letter high. And this one hit 99 miles an hour. It's a homer even without the fences in.
Oh, no kidding. Now Seager with a bouncer to second base, and he's an easy out, one away. Now Josh Young, a 3-3 ball game, 7th inning. 2 runs in the 4th, a run here in the 7th. And Strom's first pitch, there's a swing and a miss. Rangers came into the series a game under 500 yesterday. They were 32-33. And they've had a really difficult time lately getting back to 500. It's just been once they get close, they can't seem to get over the hump. It was the 5th time since May 1st that they had been in that spot and couldn't get the win. There's a strike. 1-2, and they just kind of keep battling. It's been one of those starts to the year where this is game 66. Not a ton of hardcore winning streaks, not a lot of really long losing spells. It's just sort of a win here, loss there. Just trying to get things figured out, get healthy, I think was step 1. Stays a ball and 2 strikes here on Young.
So Rangers game day today. I do think there's going to be a team right around 81 wins that makes the playoffs this year in the American League.
Well, I think it certainly at the moment looks that way. And as you know, Mike, I just do not miss a Mike Bassick appearance on Rangers game day. And I thought that was a great one today.
Yeah. Well, you just look at division leaders, you look at the wild card, and yeah, teams can get hot. I'm not saying, you know, it might not end up being 88. Usually it seems like about 86 to 89 wins is the last spot in the playoffs for a wild card, usually. But I just look at the teams that are battling, and there's a little less than 100 games left. To me, I'm thinking maybe 80 to 82, 83 wins could make the playoffs in the American League this year.
Certainly looks like that would be possible. This one hit hard out into left field, a base hit. Young has done it again. A 2-strike hit. He now has a 7-game hitting streak, and the Rangers have another base runner in the 7th.
Just had to get to 2 strikes.
Yep.
Not a bad pitch. Strom not happy with the result, but really good hitting from Josh Young.
So here's at first, not a threat to be running. And Strom's pitch, that's fouled off by Nimmo. You know, you say 86 to 89 wins, you know, for that final wild card spot, and that has usually kind of been the range. With 86, really, let's face it, it's kind of a rarity that you could get in with 86.
Yeah.
That's really stretching the concept a little bit, which makes your suggestion today of 82, 83 wins even more extreme, but it does speak to what we're seeing in the American League. I think, though, it's my opinion that as we traverse these last 100 games, roughly, we'll see a couple of teams separate. I think
It's always happened that way.
Yeah.
05, the Padres got in with an 82 and 80 record. That's the worst record ever to make the playoffs in a 162 game season, not counting COVID year or what is it, 81 was a shortened season. If
yeah, well, it was, the 2 halves.
Yeah.
Strom to the plate, 1-2, and another foul ball. Good job here by Nimmo to fight off some tough pitches. But I think I do think there's a chance. You know, look here at some of the lowest winning percentages to get into the postseason. It does happen. The 06 Cardinals, and they went on a mad run at the end of that season to get in. I mean, I can't remember what exactly it was. Maybe I'll look it up even, but they went on a tear in the last month.
Yeah. Well, just looking at last year, the Reds at 83 wins made it.
Ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, that ball hit hard out to center, but not going to carry. Thomas able to make the catch. And there are 2 out, and gives us a moment here for Kia. We did get an update, injury update is probably, a lot of people would say it that way, but RSN will mix things up a little for you. Jock Peterson left the game today. It was described as left hip discomfort, which, you know, it's kind of what we saw. There's a strike to Wyatt Langford. Langford 1 for 3 today. Strom checks first. I can't imagine he would be thinking about running.
You'd have to go first move, and you'd have to get a one-way lead.
He was moving on first move there.
No,
but he's moving back to first.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not a one-way lead. He'd need 2 more steps off the base for a one-way lead.
That's way in. Whoa! Salvi. Actually, I don't know if he was trying to stop himself from throwing. But that's one of those that almost got away and gave Young a chance to take second.
Where's Rugi Odor at third base in the playoffs?
Right. I mean, that was crazy right there. He also, Salvi had that throw back at our place in that series in Arlington that went sailing out into right center field. 2-2 the count now on Langford. Anyway, got away with one there. No harm done. Berger has tied the game with a home run to start the inning. Young got on with a hit, the 2-2, and Langford takes high. It's a full count.
That does help out Josh Young tremendously with the ball in the gap here.
All right, nice lead. There he goes, and there's a swing and a miss. And Langford punches out to win the 7th inning. But the Rangers back in it thanks to the big bat of Jake Berger. Big fly in the state of Missouri. Back in his home state, he's tied this game at 3.
The 2008 sleeveless Ian Kinsler jersey presented by Dairy Max. Thursday, June 18th versus the Twins. First 10,000 fans. Get your tickets at Rangers.com. That's Eric Nadell's favorite Ranger jersey of all time.
It's a good look. Do you like that one?
Yeah, I do like sleeveless jerseys, especially when it was 120 at the other park.
Well, Tyler Alexander has come into pitch here, and first pitch, it's a little nubber right back near the mound, and makes the throw over to first. Did he stay low enough?
Yeah, but I remember earlier in the year, he made an error because he got tall. And this one, if we watch the replay here, he stays low enough. He stays in an athletic position. He doesn't stand up, which, I would say like a listening position.
A listening position?
Like when you just be like, listening to somebody talk, but he catches it and he stays pretty low. He keeps his butt up underneath him and then stays low in an athletic position.
Okay,
and he had plenty of time. Bobby Witt Jr., you're going to need to stay low and get rid of the ball quick.
Well, he gets his first man, Marte, a hit and a walk, and bounces this down to third base. Good pick by Young. Long throw is in time. And Marte turned back, so 2 up, 2 down. Good job so far by Tyler. And here comes Jack Caglione. Double, a single. He's driven in a run. He's scored a run. This one off the end of the bat, and that's into center field. Caglione didn't do a lot with that one, but just enough to get a safety. His 3rd hit of the night.
Boy, is he having a series. I guess the only good news is we broke the bat. I'm assuming that's the same one he used yesterday for the 2 homers. That one off the end.
So man on, Nick Lofton. He'll go after the first pitch, and he hits that ball hard out to right field. Takes Nimmo back near the wall, and that one is off the fence, and so is Nimmo. Backed up by Carter. Caglione's in. Lofton to third. The RBI triple puts Kansas City back in front 4-3.
The bottom of the lineup for the Royals doing damage tonight. 2 outs, guy on first base. Nimmo gives it a good effort, can't make the play.
So another man at third. And Collins takes strike 1. 2 out single right off the end of the bat by Caglione. And then Lofton off the fence and right. Alexander's next offering fouled back. 0-2. So more pressure on that Rangers lineup now. This outfield has played really tough for the Rangers first 2 games. Yesterday, Carter had a couple of balls get over his head. That one over the head of Nimmo. And as deep as outfielders play, you feel like it just doesn't happen anymore.
Well, and I wonder this, look, we don't play outdoors at home. This is an unusual environment for the Rangers now, playing outdoors.
Well, and I'm looking at the flags, and again, blowing across the outfield, but a little bit out. And I asked Skip Schumacher about that earlier today, because yesterday it was blowing hard like that. And I thought maybe it was hurting balls out to right field, helping to left. He said no, everything was absolutely flying off the bat yesterday. Didn't matter where it was hit. It was like everything was being swept out. 2-2, and so that clearly what must have happened right there too on Nimmo. Alexander's pitch, and that's a good one. Strike 3 called, an immediate challenge.
Call the strike, the batter's challenging.
Another ABS challenge, this one by Collins, and it was a strike.
Kansas City's out of challenges.
And both teams are out of challenges.
Dang
I don't know how in the world we'll finish this game. Well, run scores by Kansas City, and they're back in front as we head to the 8th inning. That's a 1-run game to the 8th inning. Rangers have 6 outs with which to work, and they're going to see Lucas Erceg. You look at our Ford leaderboard. And this is not the type of leaderboard you're really excited to be on. The Royals, 18 blown lead losses this year. The bullpen has been very much a weak spot for this team, and Erceg kind of the center of that storm. Rangers scored 3 runs off him in the 9th inning back in Arlington to win a game 7-6, and now Duran, the guy who delivered the game winner off Erceg, leads off against him in this 8th inning. And Erceg, this is terribly high, 1-1. Well, a 1-run game. Rangers have had base runners aplenty tonight. 1-2.
That 4-seamer has a .348 batting average against this year for Erceg.
Little manicuring of the dirt around the mound. One-two pitch, and a swing and a miss. Duran couldn't find it, and he is out. Dropped momentarily there by Perez, but he gets credit for the putout.
Well, our Allstate Good Hands replay earlier in the game, 3rd inning. Evan Carter going back on a Garcia fly ball, runs through this one, catches it, hits off the wall hard, and looking to hit a ball hard, man, right here.
He takes strike 1 from Erceg.
Erceg this year has thrown 66 changeups, 62 to left-handed batters. That one has a .571 batting average against.
Brutal. 1-1 the count. Now, he did get himself right in Minnesota on that road trip. He finished off the Royals' 6-5 win on Sunday. That was his first save since May 17th. He just misses there. 2-1. He's got 12 saves, which is 5th most in the league. Goes to 3-1 now on Evan. The American League leader in saves, Cade Smith with the Guardians, has 21. Here's a 3-1 pitch, and that's outside. So the potential tying run is aboard.
Evan Carter getting on base 3 out of 4 times today.
A bunt single, a couple of walks, drove in a run with one of the walks. And now, you know, he's got that very good speed. We saw him generate a run on his own last night. And that's in the dirt. Irsay at times is very erratic. Game back in Arlington on the 30th. He did not record an out, give up 3 runs on 5 hits. Oh no. And that one misses. 2-0. Neither team has an ABS challenge remaining. They're kind of conditioned at times to look up like, oh, they're going to challenge, but they can't. That's in. 3-0. Well, another miss puts the tying run into scoring position. Yeah, and there's Nicky waiting on deck for his chance. That is a high strike. 3-1. Higgy 0 for 2 with a walk. And now he'll take time out. Quick check over first, and Carter dives back. Now Evan does have 10 steals and 10 tries. Irsay 13 pitches into the outing, and Daniel Lynch throwing in that pin. 3-1, and it's a full count.
All right, Dave, you're the manager here. You run in here, kind of a hit and run. If you get ball 4, you got 2 guys on. I'm gonna hold. I'll throw out my answer. I'm not running.
Yeah, here. I don't love running right here. But there he goes, and the 3-2. That is ball 4, I believe. Yeah, it's ball 4. So Carter will be at second regardless, and Higgy draws the walk.
Ooh, well, that's close, right?
Sure was.
Ball 4, and it doesn't matter.
That's right. So no recourse for the Royals. You know, it's funny because it looked low to me. It just looked like it was out of the zone. Obviously, by that replay shot we had, it looked like it clipped the very bottom of the zone.
Yeah.
It's wild how I feel this ABS has changed the strike zone. Right? I mean, it seems guys don't throw to the middle of the strike zone at all. They throw on the perimeter almost exclusively. Hitters have been much more patient. Swing rates are down, walk rates are up. I'm not just at first blush, I'm not sure how much I love it. Anyway, Nicky Lopez now. It worked out right now, and the Rangers in a good spot here, down by a run. And that one got Lopez. And Irsay's troubles continue. He's loaded the bases in the 8th inning. And Matt Quatraro has to be beside himself. He has seen this movie over and over again.
And that has to be frustrating when you go out to visit, and then the first one is a breaking ball, not anywhere close. Gets Lopez on the top of the foot and didn't feel good. They're going to check on him to make sure Lopez is okay.
Yeah, and they also sent in a pinch runner for Higashioka, as Hellman will take over at second base. So you get a little more speed out there with a potential go-ahead run now. And Lopez is okay, but he and the rest of the Rangers will walk off now because Quatraro is going to make a move. Lynch had been warming. He inherits a bases-loaded spot in the 8th inning in a 1-run game. Don't go anywhere. Things getting interesting here in Kansas City. Well, the Missouri native, Jake Berger, grew up playing hockey in St. Louis, and he squares off here with Daniel Lynch, the 4th. Bases loaded in the 8th inning.
1 of 11 inherited runners have scored for Lynch. Comes in with the bases loaded.
He's been really good in these spots. Berger tied the game in the 7th inning with a solo home run, only to watch the team give away that lead in the bottom of the 7th. Good numbers with the bases loaded this year. And he takes downstairs. 2-0.
Hitters count.
We saw Lynch last night in the 7th inning give up the triple to Jock Peterson. And he fires that one right down the middle. 2-1. The Rangers have seen a little bit of Lynch last few games. A 2-1 pitch, and that is ball 3. And that was close, but it was in.
Yep. It's interesting it registered as a changeup because I thought it had a little bit of slide to it.
Now the 3-1, and that is popped up into center field. Should be deep enough to get a run to the plate. Thomas makes the catch, tagging at third. Carter, he scores. Heading to second base, Lopez. Wow, that's some daring on the bases right there. A sacrifice fly for Berger has tied this game at 4.
Well, great job by Berger. He has been a valuable player off the bench. This easily scores the run home. But good aggressive base running here, and luckily Lopez makes it in.
Man, so second and third with 2 out. And a chance for Seager to really help the team. This one gets away, and everybody will hold.
Did that ball, it must have cut at the end here. Or ran back. That was an easy ball to catch, to be honest.
Yeah, it looked like it. 1-1 to count here. Well, Seager, 8 home runs, only 23 RBIs. And a great spot to drive in some right here. That's 1 and 2. Just recently back off the injured list. The 1-2. And that misses. The guy the Rangers counting on. And he watches ball 3.
Well, I would say he's going to slider here. He has a 46% whiff rate on it. That's his best pitch. Big situation, lefty on lefty.
3-2. And he fouls it away.
Goes with the sinker. Interesting.
Corey hitless so far tonight. 0 for 4. He's hit in his first 3 games back off the injured list. No telling if he'll get another opportunity tonight. 3-2 and another foul ball. He's got Hellman at third, Nicky Lopez at second. Both of them pretty good on their feet. But look to you maybe a little like Collins is not so deep in left field. Another foul ball, that one off of Seager.
No, I'm with you, especially at the 365 mark, moving in the fences. If that mark is 365, I was gonna guess he's at 320.
Maybe. Yeah. So, and that must be in deference to the base runners in hopes that maybe they could cut down a runner on a base hit to left. 3-2. And Seager takes ball 4. They are loaded up again. So Corey takes one of the dirt. Oh, Perez saves a run, by the way.
Give Perez credit here, just using the glove.
So Rangers everywhere again, and Young the batter, and he takes outside. Merceg started the inning. Lynch took over, and he deals low. 2-0. He allowed an inherited runner to score, and that's only the second time he's done that this year. He's been kind of their magic man in these spots this year. And that's in the air out to right field. Caglione going back. He'll reach up and make the catch. And the inning is done. The Rangers leave 3 more in the 8th inning. They score a run to tie it, though. So we go to the bottom of the 8th inning in a 4-4 game. The City of Fountains ends up a pretty nice evening here in Kansas City. 4-4 our score as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Top of the order coming up for Kansas City. New battery for the Rangers. Jacob Junis is the new hurler in his 24th appearance. And Elias Diaz, the new catcher, former Royal, and the first pitch, that one in there, strike 1 on Thomas. Just runs that one a little bit in.
This will be his 3rd pitch to a batter, and I feel like Junis gets results within 3 pitches.
Yeah. So long and bad here. Well, there's a result. He did not mean for that, as he gets Thomas on the elbow, and the Royals have the lead man on.
It's the fastball that runs in. Must have got Thomas there. He had the protection on, but it just missed the protection. Not a way you want to start off a tie game in the 8th inning.
Nope, not especially with the guys coming up. Well, and they take Thomas out, and Tolbert will run for him. Tolbert, we've talked about this before. We, in fact, mentioned it last night. This guy can move. So that is a very important base runner. As he represents the go-ahead run in the 8th inning. Decent lead. Junis doesn't look at him. He takes off. The pitch in there for a strike. Throw to second. It's a good one, but Tolbert is in there with a stolen base.
Great jump. Good speed, great jump.
Oh, and they are going to challenge. That's interesting. I guess maybe thinking the 8th inning part of it.
Yeah, and then maybe he came off the base on his slide. I just don't know if Lopez held the tag long enough.
Texas is challenging the call at second base.
So at first glance, I wasn't convinced that they really. Oh,
he's out.
He comes off the base.
He's out. That's obvious. If there's a hit by pitch with the knob getting hit, that's an out.
Yeah, because the way his body went in there, his hips arced up over the base.
This is easy, New York.
Yeah, I can offer some help here. Now, I would also argue in a different venue that not exactly the spirit of what we're trying to do, but whatever. If that's the way we're playing it, that's the way we're playing it. Chad Fairchild with the earpiece in.
The only thing I worry about is Lopez pulling the tag quickly.
Now let's see again. Tag is on him. Yeah, I think it's on him as he's coming off the base. Question is, will they have a good enough angle to catch or sync up both of those things and get that view? Or the other is, did his knee get on the base before his entirety of his body came off?
You're making this sound not obvious.
Well, I don't think they are obvious. I think it's kind of a pointless exercise if you want to know the truth. I'm not a big fan of the replay, but here we go. So he's in. He beat it. The tag is on him right there, and it looks like everything's off right there.
I think he's out.
I think he's out too. Just have to see if we can get James Hoy and Marvin Hudson to agree. Everybody getting an earpiece in, but Fairchild is our crew chief. Now he's talking back to New York.
Good name for an umpire referee. It's fair.
Yeah. Agreed. All right, here we go.
After review, the call of field is overturned. The runner had come up off the base. He is out. This was a crew chief review.
I don't often get to express how much I appreciate replay and how important I think it is to the flow of the game.
Caught stealing.
Yeah, that is a caught stealing. That is a great review. Great challenge by the Rangers. Oh yeah, very clear.
Obvious.
So one away. That is a big out. One strike pitch to Witt, and he takes a strike. 0-2. Royals have plated their 4 runs today in 4 different innings. They did it in the 2nd, 5th, 6th, and 7th. 4 runs on 12 hits. They've left 11 men on base. Both teams have stranded just so many scoring opportunities. And Witt strikes out swinging. Well, in a blink of an eye, nobody on base, 2 out.
The 3-pitch result for Junis. 3rd pitch, strikeout. Great breaking ball.
Another strike 1 now to Garcia. Oh boy. Like guys swinging out of their shoes, swinging from their backside. That was a full-on 360 right there.
Those pink shoes.
That's what we call a rotational athlete.
That's how Beltre did it. He just found his balance on his back knee.
Yeah. Actually, I wanted to show you a home run from 2 nights ago. From the rump. 0-2. And this one lined to second. And Lopez makes the catch. The inning is done. Great job by Junis. Quick verdicts in each of the at-bats. 9th inning coming up in a 4-4 game. So Tyler Tolbert, after being caught stealing, stays in the game in center field. And John Schreiber is the new hurler for Kansas City.
Making his 30th appearance of the year already. 2.77 ERA. Said it before. I think he's pitched almost every game in this Rangers-Royals series. Only 17 strikeouts in those 29 games.
Well, he's going to get the heart of the order. Nimmo, Langford, and Duran. Rangers hoping to sneak one out here in Kansas City. Even this series had a game apiece. They lost a tough one yesterday. One of those rare games where they took an early lead. In fact, I don't know, they were up 2-0 into the bottom of the 5th inning and lost. That doesn't happen all that often. Love to see him return the favor here. with a late inning victory on the road. Nemo's had a good day at the plate. A couple of hits. He's scored a run. And he shoots that one down the left field line, and it will head foul. 0-2 the count. So Schreiber is the 5th reliever today for Kansas City. And they've had to dig deep into their pen because Seth Lugo was knocked out early on a line drive off the bat of Nimmo. That was back in the 4th inning. 0-2. And he stays alive. Kind of a harrowing scene as it rocketed back up the middle, 107 miles per hour, and right off the top of the head of Seth Lugo. He did get up and walked off the field. Looked like he was conscious, cognizant of everything going on. Had enough presence of mind to gesture to Nimmo and assure him that he was okay. So all those things were great. But it was a kind of a disturbing moment of the game. 1-2. And that's high. Two balls and 2 strikes. Schreiber right back to the plate. Little chopper. Right side of the infield. And Schreiber covering. He just does get a foot in there ahead of Nimmo. Ooh. So I felt like he could have hustled a little more, made it maybe a little bit more of a, a quick trip. By the way, get that song in your head and see if you can get it out. That's an earworm. Langford now 1 out. 9th inning, a 4-4 game. And Schreiber gets him to chase that sweeper way off the plate. Both teams back out here again tomorrow for a day game, weather permitting. Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that look. They just keep pushing the weather back.
Jinxing the game tomorrow?
Well, no. I'm just giving context. 1-1. Wind's actually picking up a little bit, it looks like. Temperature dropping. The 1-1. That's high. There was a tornado watch in the area today too, Mike.
Supposed to be over at 9 p.m. So.
Well, that will spook you, but. Ooh, yeah, that temperature's dropping quickly, Mike. Might want to take cover. The 2-1. And that is inside, ball 3.
The way the flags are blowing, if you hit a high fly ball to left field, it should keep going.
I'm telling you, even right center, I think it carries deep out that way. 3-1. That's fouled back. Full count now on Langford. Jacob Latz is starting to loosen up in the bullpen. 3-2 pitch, little chopper, back to the mound. Schreiber has it, stands tall, throws to first, and he gets Langford.
Some guys are that coordinated to do it.
Right. Nice and tall and confident with the ball in his hands.
Wasn't a good throw, but it was very catchable.
Look at this guy. He's a tall, proud chest, and then throws over to first.
And dropped his elbow to an acute angle and got it to first. Geometry.
Wow. Was good. Here is Duran again. Always appreciate the Cliff's Notes version. Duran hit by a pitch earlier today and then laid down a beautiful bunt in the 6th inning. A little bit high, 2-0. Well, you have to start thinking too about the bottom of the ninth inning. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for Kansas City. Perez, Pasquantino, and Marte, and the Rangers have their man Jacob Latz ready to come out and pitch. And the sweeper drops in there for a strike. These teams have combined for 21 hits tonight, Mike, and yet I feel like this has not been an impressive offensive night by either club. I mean, it just have been so many base runners. In fact, they've stranded more base runners than they have hits. They've stranded 22 runners combined. It's a weird one tonight. And that is outside.
You can check your box score because you're better at keeping this than me, but I only have the Rangers for 2 extra base hits. Is that kind of maybe where you're going with, hey, there's a lot of hits on the board, and I didn't look at the Royals, but...
Yeah, no, you're right. Rangers had the double by Lopez in the 3rd, the home run by Berger in the 7th. That's it. I mean, even the run that they got in the 8th inning, they scored a run in the 8th inning on 3 walks, a hit batter, and a sac fly. What a weird inning. But then they left them loaded. 3-2 pitch. And that is strike 3 called. Duran not happy about it. He goes down looking to end the inning. Rangers cannot score in the 9th. It's going to be on the shoulders of Jacob Latz if we're going to go extras tonight. So 4-4 to the bottom of the 9th inning, and Latz is not coming in, at least not at the moment. It looks like Junis to face Salvador Perez. Maybe Latz then to the left-hander Pasquantino. But for the time being, the veteran captain of the Royals, Salvador Perez, will face a right-handed pitcher in Jacob Junis. And the first offering. Swung on and lined out to right field, coming on for it. Nimmo, and he makes the catch right before the somersault, 1 away. What do you know? Early action, quick out for Junis.
Big play, great play here from Nimmo, playing deep. Comes in, makes the nice diving effort. Catches the ball about knee high there.
All right, and Junis will stay on to face Pasquantino. And he gets a slider right in there, strike 1. That's in the air, foul. No balls and 2 strikes.
Here comes the 3rd pitch.
Something has to happen. I mean, it's a law. Junis always on the attack, and Pasquantino stays alive.
Their longest at bat here. Their 5th at bat against Junis, the longest at bat they've had.
Guys don't normally see a lot of pitches from him. The 0-2 and another foul ball. Junis, of course, another former Royal. He was here 2017 through 2021. And he should have plenty in the tank. He hasn't pitched in the last 5 games. So that might be part of what they're thinking. 0-2 pitch. And that's a little wide. Base hit and a walk today for Pasquantino. And strike 3 called. Junis gets him looking. 2 quick outs in the 9th.
Well, this has the Greg Maddux movement to it here, where it starts at the thigh and then moves back towards the corner. Maybe gets a favorable call there. Good job by Diaz framing it up.
So Junis needs 1 more out. And his first pitch here to Marte is taken outside. Ball 1. Marte with a base hit and a walk. And he did not go around. 2-0. The second game this season, the Rangers were in Philadelphia. It's a game that Lat started, right?
Yeah.
2-1. And that was the only extra innings game the Rangers had played this year. They went 10 innings with the Phillies, won that game 5-4 in Philadelphia. Lance, by the way, he's got a perfect game going right now in the pen. He's 2 innings in. So hopefully he can keep that going. 2-1 and a swing and a miss. Junis is 1 strike away from putting the Rangers in their second extra innings game of the year.
I know we talked about this earlier with the curveball and what the Junis's hair is blowing like towards home plate.
Well, and his fastball is blowing right past Marte, and a strikeout completes a 1-2-3 ninth.
Well, Junis 6 up, 6 down, gets 2 strikeouts here in the ninth, and we head to extras. Read all about it.
Well, it's a 4-4 game as we go to the 10th inning. Just the second time this year the Rangers have witnessed extra innings. Alex Lang takes over on the mound for Kansas City.
Well, this will be his 29th game, 3.9 ERA, and saw him yesterday, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're kind of running the same cast of characters out 2 nights in a row. We saw Lang yesterday. We saw Cruz yesterday. We see Ursay yesterday?
I don't think so.
But Schreiber, we saw Schreiber and Lynch. I mean, my goodness. Anyway, Duran is the free base runner at second base. The extra innings rule, where the guy who made the previous final out starts the extra inning at second, and Carter was going to bunt.
They had the wheel play on. They did not want Duran to get to third base. They had both corners charging and both middle infielders covering the corner bases. Right now, Perez is either calling the same defense or changing the defense here. By the way, if you see the center field camera shaking, it's the wind.
Well, another square, and again, Carter pulls back. That pitch was close, but he takes it high. It's 2-0.
I know you have to be careful here if you're Ezekiel Duran, because you have to know that both middle infielders are leaving, but when they do, you can get a bigger secondary lead than he's getting. Now, Witt starts on that side, so you got to be careful with your first lead.
And now that one right in there for a strike. Interesting at 2-0, no square and no wheel play on. Everybody was playing it straight. Lang's 2-1, and now again Carter looked at it, pulls away, ball 3.
And you do get an ABS challenge back now.
That's true.
So that was close. I was like, are they going to try to get a strike here? But
big 3-1 pitch, and Carter takes a strike. Well, Evan has been on 3 times tonight. A couple of walks, a bunt single, drove in a run with a bases loaded walk. And the payoff. In the air, left field. Collins took off back, now circles back in, and I think, you know, the wind definitely on the minds of these outfielders. He makes the catch for the first out of the inning, but it was an interesting route and reaction he just had there. I mean, those things, and that right now, that's not as bad as it's looked.
you know, that was an interesting at bat, because then at 3-1 didn't square around a bunt. You talked about 2-0. That I'm trying to go through my head and kind of strategize what was happening in that whole at bat.
Diaz getting his first at bat of the night. Higgy started the game behind the plate. The Hellman ended up pinch running for him in the 8th inning. And then Diaz catching since then. And he takes in the dirt. 1-1. A 4-4 ball game. Duran dancing around out at second base, and that one is in tight. Just trying to distract Lang a little bit, and it might have worked there. 2-1 the count. Oh, now a throwback to second base. You can't be too careful out there. Zeke knows that. Lofton trying to deke him into maybe coming off the bag for a moment. The Solution carries a go-ahead run out there at second. Oh, that's tight. 3-1. A 3-1 count that constitutes a rally, doesn't it?
Let's go.
Here it comes. And it's a full count. Rangers have scored a run today on a bases loaded walk, a bases loaded sacrifice fly. They didn't have the solo home run by Berger. Lopez with an RBI single. It's been a weird night. So a full count. And the pitch from Diaz, or to Diaz, and he lines it into right field. That's a base hit. It'll score a run, and now Caglione falls down. Diaz to second. He has a double, and the Rangers take a 5-4 lead in the 10th.
Clutch hitting from Diaz, using the whole field. Not a bad pitch. Really good job of hitting here. Staying with the breaking ball. Staying through it. Hitting it where it's pitched. And giving the Rangers the lead. Caglione didn't take the best route to that one.
No, and then I don't know what happened with the footing there. Did he just dive? Was it
Kind of at the end, he's like, oh no, I did not take a good route. Let me just see if I can kind of dive and stop it. Call that a dive.
So Elias Diaz delivers against his former team, and now Nicky Lopez trying to do the same thing he did a little bit earlier. He's a good day at the plate today. Been on 3 times, a double, a single. He's been hit by a pitch, driven in a 1, and that's a strike. 2-1. Now this one has been a grind all the way for both teams. And Lang misses high. 3-1.
Royals relievers, I know they've given up some runs, but boy, have they gotten away with getting behind in the count and free base runners.
I mean, it's crazy. Another pitcher's count. That's ball 4, and Lopez is on. So the Rangers continuing. I mean, to their credit, they have had constant traffic tonight. Now a conversation out of the mound. There's only one reliever left in the bullpen. Beck Way, that's their last man standing. After Way, they got to go into their rotation if they need anybody else, or position player, of course. But Taro is just running out of ammo at the moment. (5-4). Rangers with the lead and a chance to maybe crack this open a little bit here. One out, and Jake Berger. Lang's gone 3-1 on every hitter now except Berger. Little slow roller third. Garcia on the run. His throw's not in time. And everybody's safe. The bases are loaded. Another infield hit for Jake Berger.
Swing and bunt. Garcia playing near the outfield grass. Does everything he can, but Berger hustling down the line. This is where running hard right out of the box gets you a base hit.
You know, I had a couple of infield hits Sunday against Cleveland, and we're having a little fun with him and joking about maybe how many infield hits he's had in his career. Adds another one there. Seager swings through strike one this time. I think Berger is now like 1 or 2 infield hits away from 60 in his career. I don't know why that number strikes me as a really big number. That's outside, 1-1.
They keep that stat, huh?
Yes, believe it or not, somebody is diligently locking those infield hits. Yeah. I don't know how that stacks up in the StatCast era, but maybe that's big. I don't know. Diaz is at third, Lopez at second, Berger at first. Nice 2-2 on Seager. He has not had a great night at the plate. 0 for 4 with a walk. On a night where the Rangers had scored 5 runs on 11 hits. And that's strike 3 call. Well, Seager's offer continues tonight. 2 away. And it'll be up to Josh Young.
Fastball comes back to the inside part of the plate. Josh Young trying to get to 2 strikes here.
Yep, that's the goal, right? Get up there and make sure he fell off a couple. So that you can do that thing. Third in the league in hitting coming in. He comes up empty, 0-2. So now he's where he wants to be. Well, the Rangers have had the bases loaded pretty much all night tonight. And they do it again here in the 10th. 1 run across. Here's the 0-2. And Lang misses. Campaigning for it a little bit. That was up. Been a long inning for Lang. His 27th pitch of the inning misses outside and evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So yeah, and look at the balls and strikes. Still more balls than strikes thrown this inning. To say that these guys have labored tonight would be to understate it. The 2-2, that's outside, and the count now full. Well, that wind about to tear one of the flags off the pole out in right field. I'm not even joking a little bit. 3-2, runners going. That's ball 4. Another bases loaded walk. And the Rangers take a 6-4 lead. You're not alone, Chief. I'll tell you that much. You are not alone. Man, it is blowing a gale out there, Mike. This one pulled down the first baseline foul.
And this wasn't a huge crowd, but I feel like that ball 4 just sent like about a fifth of the crowd out.
Yeah. And they may have seen just about enough. Well, Brandon Nimmo fouls one straight back, and the count 0-2. I would say that the moment of the game today was when Nimmo in the 4th inning hit that line drive back up the middle, hit Seth Lugo in the head with that line drive, 107 miles per hour. It's forced everybody to adjust as this one is belted out to center. Tolbert goes back and makes a catch, but barely. And the inning is over. The Rangers settle for 2 runs in the 10th inning. Elias Diaz, a former Royal, shoots one out to right for a double. That gets Zeke to the plate. Big solution to the problem tonight as the Rangers take a lead in the 10th inning at 6-4. So Jacob Latz promised an inning ago, and now on in the 10th.
Well, great job by Junis for his 2 innings of work to keep the game where it needed to be. And now Jacob Latz comes on to save the day, looking for his 10th save of the season.
He needs to get 3 outs. Now, him showing up now in this 10th inning, also interesting, as Caglione lines it up the middle. That's a base hit. The zombie runner, Marte, had to hold at second. Not sure whether or not that ball would be caught. And then, of course, eventually getting the ball back in.
The Rangers got somewhat lucky here. The runner at second means absolutely nothing. I don't know if this ball slipped out of Evan Carter's hands, but that ball has to go to second base, not home.
Yeah, allowing Caglione to second base would have been catastrophic. As now Meissner takes over at first base for Caglione. And Latz deals very high, ball 1.
I will tell you right now, they're working hard with Zeke. Zeke was faced up to home plate right there. And like, hey, this is the tying run at first base. You have to hold him on. So Zeke's learning right now in an extra inning game on some first base stuff.
Latz deals, and a swing and a miss. 1-1. I was going to point out that with Latz in there, it sort of limits a little bit what Quatraro can do with his bench. All he had left on his bench, 3 left-handed hitters. Meissner, of course, being used as a pinch runner now, so it's only 2 left-handed hitters now. Massey and Carter Jensen. First and third, nobody out in the last of the 10th inning. 2-1 to Nick Lofton, and that's down the line. Foul. Even saying at 2-2. Of course, the runner over at first in there for Caglione, so he's out of the game now. And Caglione, a 4-hit game. Another big night for him. The 2-2, and that's fouled back. Now Latz steps off. Well, Jacob has been pretty reliable for the Rangers in these late inning spots. There's something about this game that has been dodgy from the start. The 2-2, and that's pretty good. And a challenge here.
Call the ball, the catch is challenging.
Diaz, a big smile on his face. He feels pretty confident that he got this one right. An ABS challenge? No, it was a ball.
Texas out of challenges again.
Well, I thought that was a strike too.
Well,
all right, let's just get a two-hopper about 90 miles an hour right at Corey Seager and turn a double play.
well, that would be nice. 3-2 to Lofton. And he'll pull that one foul. Got any other ideas?
Yeah, one hopper to Josh Young would be fine too.
Yeah, all right. Now this one's going to be hard-earned for whomever gets it. The 3-2. And that is ball 4. They are loaded up. It is hard to feel comfortable tonight. It doesn't really matter what side you're on. Latz now has himself in quite the pickle, but it is a force everywhere now, so perhaps he could use that to his advantage, or may work out to his advantage here. Isaac Collins, the hitter. And that is inside, ball 1.
That's frustrated that he didn't get that call, but I thought the one was a little bit closer. You challenged. I thought that one was a ball too. So.
There's a strike. 1-1. Collins today, a couple of hits. RBI single in the second. A double, eventually scored a run in the 6th inning. That was off Peyton Gray. 1-1. And that's a swing and a miss. Strike 2. Ran up in that cutout area. That first base now backs up. Good. Okay. 2 strikes. So, I mean, you know, listen, you made the observation. It's true. 1-2. And that's fouled back. I mean, hasn't played a lot of first, and situations kind of sneak up on you quickly.
Yeah, he's training right now on the job at first base. Athletic. We know he has great hands. Definitely got to work. You're working hard as an infield coach, making sure he's in the right spot.
Here's the 1-2. And that's strike 3 called. What a big strikeout for Latz.
Yeah, great pitch. Boy, a little extra cheddar tonight with Jacob Latz. I think that one 98 miles an hour.
So now Tolbert, who pinch ran earlier and took over in center field, he gets his first at bat of the night. Again, we warn you with Tolbert, a speedster. See the wind affecting the camera work in center field. It is rough out there right now. 8-foot waves. 1-1. Here it comes. And a bouncer at third base. Young onto the bag. 1 off to first. 2 double play. And this one's over. You wanted the big double play, Mike. You got it. And Jacob Latz gets the Rangers through it. A 6-4 final and an extra innings win.
Boy, Jake Berger off the bench was huge. And Jacob Latz, He is taken to this closer's role.
Wow. Well, what a finish to a long, wild night tonight. Little defense at the end to help out Jacob Latz. Rangers with their second extra innings win of the year. 6-4 in 10 innings in Kansas City. We'll take a break and we'll come back and wrap it up for you here in a moment.